Hello, everybody. Whoa, that went like way into the red. This is what happens when you get a new microphone.
Everybody.
Oh, my ears. Let me just reduce the volume on that. So, yeah, new mic. Who dis? How's it going, everybody? This is your humble and now completely overpowered audio-wise GM/DM Matt G. And
I need to
yeah.
turn down the gain on you. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Am I like crazy loud?
You're
Because
fine on mine.
well, there you
You're
go.
fine.
See,
It's a little louder than normal.
it's just with you, Kraw. It's just with you. It's not me.
I just don't like your voice.
It's you.
Sorry.
I don't like my voice either, which is why I'm here streaming every Tuesday with you, motherfucker. All right. Yeah.
Oh, almost forgot our sponsor, Matt.
Yes,
Water.
our sponsor, as always. Until further notice, water. It does a D&D campaign good.
What are you waiting for? Get some.
Oh God! If you ever say things of that,
Go wait in the car.
for real.
My
favorite
flavor of water is
Water.
water.
My favorite flavor of water is water. I mean, you know what the funny thing is? That's
Feel
actually
the minerals.
that's actually kind of sad that we have to say my favorite flavor of water is water, because up until maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe even less, water was just water and seltzer was seltzer. And then they're like, well, seltzer's not good enough. We have to put stuff in seltzer. Let's call it Sprite. And they put lemon and lime and all kinds of crazy sugar in seltzer to make it more like the other cool colas and all that jazz. And now we have like flavored water. Like, oh no,
Hey.
it's not like soda. It's water still, but it's just flavored fizzy water. Come on.
Don't hate on Sprite. Come on.
Are you a Sprite fan? Get out of my stream. I'm just kidding.
Of course.
I mean, it's cool.
Wow.
We can't all be Pepsi fans like Talron is.
What?
Yeah, you're a Pepsi fan. That's okay.
I'm a root beer guy.
Don't at me, as they say.
I mean, I don't drink Pepsi, but I do drink
You
root
see,
beer.
the secret is Matt comes on here. He's like, he really wants that sponsorship now so hard.
I know, but I'm alienating other sponsors in the process by doing this. So, hey, oops.
Oops. Well, you fucked up now.
You done fucked up. All right. Let me go ahead and start this craziness since we're a little bit late and we want to get going, and hopefully we can get going with all of you guys. I'm gonna say hello to my favorite peeps in the D&D world. Starting with up here in the top left, Sarah. How's it going?
Hello. It is going. I am awake. I had a Red Bull. I will not fall asleep during this campaign.
This sponsor for this session, possibly Red Bull,
There we go.
depending on how Sarah does tonight.
You can't say that, Matt. You can't say that. Oh no.
No. Okay.
No.
Damn. All right. This
I had
session.
a highly caffeinated yellow tinted beverage and I will be awake.
Oh no, you can say what the product is. You just can't say we're sponsored by it because we're
Okay. This episode definitely not sponsored by Red Bull.
right now.
Not a fan. Not,
Whoa. Alienating more. Here we
yes,
go.
I'm gonna go through the gamut of possible sponsors and just wipe them all from the face of the planet. All right, bottom left. Bottom.
We're sponsored by everybody.
Okay, we're sponsored by everybody. There.
There we go.
You'll find out more about that later. So down here in the bottom left we have Septur. Septur, say hi. Tell us how you're doing. How has your week been?
My week's been pretty good. I am Talron, the lizard folk.
I didn't want to know really about your character. I was really more about yourself. But I mean, hey, that's cool. We can ask
fuck
you.
your character.
I mean, well,
Literally.
oh, I mean, of all the people to say that. Okay, we're gonna get to you soon, Kraw. So just let's
worry
just hold
about
off on it, man.
But yeah, I'm doing good. Shut up. Yeah, I'm doing good.
He's doing okay. The guy in the back's like, hey.
Yeah. I'm doing good.
Okay, good.
Doing
Anything
good.
anything cool that you did in the past week that you want to talk about?
Well, besides got to try out network testing Code Vein, which that was pretty fun. It's
Okay.
pretty alright.
All right.
It's
Cool.
basically anime Dark Souls, pretty much.
All right. Anime Dark
Other than
Souls.
that, pretty much.
Super duper. Directly below me, we have the inimitable Drakon. Drakon, how are you doing, man?
Hello. My dictionary isn't good enough to know what that means, but I'm here, and I'm the Edgelord Supreme with cheese.
Cool, man.
Why
How
I'm a
is
tomato. I'm tired of these people coming at me and saying I have tomatoes. I ain't got no tomatoes.
I should know what this is from, but I probably don't.
Just let it hang. Just let it
What?
hang.
It's better if you let it settle.
Okay, that's fine.
So dumb.
Like a Guinness?
Okay. So nice. Yay, Drakon. Welcome back, man. At bottom right over here, we got Kraw, who is clearly in a rather randy mood. Go ahead, Kraw. How has your week been, man? That good, huh? Super duper.
Chug.
I have to chill.
That's fine.
I'm all right. No, nothing special happened too much.
Nothing special? Okay.
No.
How you feeling? You feeling good tonight?
Yeah, I mean, feeling the same every night.
Wow. You know, I could only wish the same for all of our viewers, that they feel the same every night. That's right. Because most of us don't. In the top right-hand corner, though, we have. Looks like he's falling asleep. Guys, look. Shh, quiet. No. He's crowing. What is he doing? I don't even know what he's. Is he? He's back. My God, he's back from Peru. That's right. Hello,
It's Alex.
hello,
I'm
Alex.
excited.
Hello, Alex. How are you
Excited.
doing, man? How you doing?
I'm excited.
You're excited. You seem excited.
Excited.
You're
I'm
excited.
excited to be back in my city. Most exciting thing I did last week was this week or last week. This week, right?
I mean, it is this week, yeah.
What week are we asking about?
I mean, whatever week you want to start at. I think, you know.
The most exciting thing was to walk into Matt's office this week.
and what did you do? We embraced each other like long lost pals.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It has been. It's
You've
been.
aged.
I bet you
guys-
should.
I've aged. Yes, exactly. I've aged.
You guys took both your middle fingers and then you did your signature middle finger handshake.
Well, I mean,
Just let it hang. Just let it hang.
I don't know what that's. Again, I don't. I feel like I should know that reference, and I don't. And I feel bad that I don't.
Handshake, dude.
We don't.
We do.
Maybe we do. We do now. Okay.
So nice to see you.
Oh, jeez. Where's our romantic music? Hey, before we get into our before we get into this very strange tangential stream, how about we play some Dungeons and Dragons? You cool with that, guys?
That's
Oh,
up
yeah.
to you guys.
Sure, why
I
not?
feel like that's gonna degrade our conversation about whatever we're talking about.
No. This is not a stream where it's just hanging, just chatting. This
What are we talking about
That's
again?
actually an official tag
All
now
right,
on
let's do the invitation.
So this is the 6th episode of our crazy Dungeon of the Mad Mage campaign. And if I will be so happy to do so, I will give you a recap, as I do every week, about what happened the last time we met. Yes, here we go. So, the group arrived at the bottom of the well leading to Undermountain and began to investigate their surroundings. And Elbauthin found a sort of inscription written in Elvish on one of the shields around the well, and then invisibly snuck away and found a variety of items and trinkets from the sand, including a vial of blood. The group followed, seeing before them a hallway decorated with a plethora of bas-reliefs of demonic creatures, and an avian humanoid skeleton, its arm outstretched towards one of these reliefs. Sensing a secret hidden pathway, Zeke and Talron shoved aside a wall to find a hidden passageway leading down to a foul-smelling room half covered in sewage water, in which was placed a strange, glowing statue of some kind of fish creature. Its head turned backwards and its arm broken off. After some experimentation, rip Bob the Giant Elk, it was determined that the water had some kind of dangerous substance in it that caused psychic damage to anyone that dared step in it. And checking inside the statue, you saw that the stone head was hollowed out, and that the interior of it was fashioned to be some sort of lantern, but the candles that illuminated it had long since gone out. Elbauthin took the head, and Talron froze the waters with an icy cone of frost magic. And after he did so, Ferros mounted up on Zeril, the magical elk steed that he had fashioned from his newfound powers, took the lead, and the group left the room in sort of frustration that he hadn't found anything else. And moving on, you discovered a room full of pillars. And encircling one of these pillars was a skeleton of an enormous snake. The group looked westward to a hallway with mirrors ensconced in niches along the walls, and prepared to stealthily enter. And it was then that you heard the sounds of footfalls to the north. And Qrevialur appeared. Amazingly, even though he had been written out of the adventure the week previous, but came back because we like him and we really want to see him find whatever he's looking for. Anyway, urging them not to go to the room to the west. And 24 hours earlier, doodly-doo, with the doodly-doo machine, Qrevialur found himself chained to a carriage heading to Waterdeep prison. His head hung low, his shame evident. He would be remanded to hard labor for the rest of his life. He thought about the hardships he had undergone in his childhood. He thought about his son Xeon. How would he survive without him? What would happen to his wife? She who had brought Qrevialur back to life and turned his life around. I mean, how could he let her die in the depths of the dungeon below? So Qrevialur was forcibly brought to a dank cell and was chained to the wall. And it was then that a tall, thin watchman or officer of the city watch entered and personally passed sentence on Qrevialur, considering the worst possible punishment, and sent Qrevialur spinning down a large chute into Undermountain itself. He landed and immediately encountered a large sort of metal and wooden construct that extended its hand toward him, like this. Some kind of strange gesture, which we're not quite sure what that meant. And perhaps sensing a threat, the creature moved towards Qrevialur, who found himself unarmed, at least for now, and began to slam his fists into him. And it was there then Qrevialur's sword, fortuitously, slid down the chute behind him, and the broken remains, unfortunately, of his javelin as well. The fight sort of evened up now. Qrevialur slashed into this metal man until the creature relented and slunk away into the darkness. Qrevialur afterwards, sort of deciding that it was time to sort of look around his newfound premises, ventured further into the dungeon levels after resting, of course, to heal his wounds. And he encountered a shadowy sort of version of himself, which he easily dispatched after it had sort of emerged from one of these mirrors. He took to sort of knocking on, rather than through, various doors, and met a group of goblins who seemed to be some sort of amateur puppeteers. I'm not quite sure. They seemed to have a skeleton on strings or something like that, as well as a bugbear who was not very helpful to him at all for finding the way out. Moving around and smashing down now in frustration every locked door he could possibly get his hands on, Qrevialur instead found a room with a magical glowing longsword near a severed skeletal hand. He purloined the sword and then found himself through long hallways with some rather sturdily reinforced doors which he could not smash through, and then finally, at long last, reunited with those that he had met in the yawning portal the day before. Happy to take him into their company. Yay. After learning, actually, that his wife was somewhere down in Undermountain and in peril. Taking the advice of the goblins not to look into these mirrors on this hallway, the group moved past them to a watch post of 4 bugbears attempting to fix a statue that they seemingly had destroyed. With a successful deception by Zeke, the group was able to avoid combat and discern from the bugbears that they were there to keep an eye on a mysterious group of inhabitants in Undermountain, or at least this level of Undermountain, known as the Undertakers, and make sure that they did not gain any further ground within this level. Bidding their adieus to the now friendly, it seems, bugbears, they trekked from room to room, venturing further south and past some room full of sleeping goblins and the desecrated half-skeleton of a tiefling with strange infernal writing over it that said, "Talk to me." The group delved past what seemed like a never-ending set of doors and hallways, finding ruined statues and unfinished tunnels, goblin corpses, and a set of pillars, which, although we didn't have the audio for it last week, a place where Zeke found her wild magic creating a unicorn. Temporarily, though. So maybe we'll see that unicorn again, I hope. Finally, the group moved through a hallway oddly bereft of dust or dirt and lit with strange smokeless candles. Turning a sharp corner, Elbauthin, although sort of a little bit too late, maybe 1 second too late, sensing something strange around the corner, and he ran smack dab into a wall of transparent gel-like substance, and sort of his skin stinging from the impact. And Zeke looked up to see that this invisible wall was now slowly moving towards them, the surface sort of rippling and distending, extruding out with a wet, sucking sound. And that's where we are. So, with that, I will move you guys to where you were on the dungeon level. And let's go ahead and zoom in, move you guys to the combat scene where you are. Make sure that everybody in chat, if necessary, can also view it. And where are we? There we are. And I'll shift ping you guys so you guys all see where you are. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right. Can everybody see? I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's Talron up there. Okay, cool. Let me zoom out a bit so you guys can see each other. All right. So, with that, why don't you guys go ahead and it looks like Qrevialur. I don't know if this was from last time, but I think that was the initiative from last time. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. Yeah, that's correct. Aw. Did you just roll initiative? I think you just did.
Yeah.
You did. Okay, that's fine. I'll put it back in. That's fine. So go ahead and roll initiative, folks, and let's go ahead and get started.
Ooh, fail.
I thought we were going to discuss this getting stuck in the gelatinous food thing, but I guess not.
Oh, don't worry. I just want to get this over with. Get the initiative over with.
I really hope that's Elbauthin's new voice.
Is that Elbauthin's new voice? Because if it is, I'm going to have words with you.
It's not my new voice, man.
Okay, cool.
Right?
I'm glad.
Relax, this is my voice.
You do
right?
what you got to do, man. That's cool.
You do whatever you want.
You do it now. I'll do what I want. All right. So here's the thing, Elbauthin. I'm gonna sort of. I don't often do this. Don't often do this. Just letting you know. But I'm going to alter the course of history. That's right. I can do that.
He's
But only
saying it out
slightly.
loud.
Only slightly. Only temporarily and only slightly. So here's what happened. Elbauthin went around the corner, looked into the sort of reaches of this tunnel, and stepped sort of tentatively forward into this space. And as he does so, the tip of your boot, Elbauthin, starts to feel very tingly and very weird, and you immediately withdraw it. You're like, shit, and you just ching, you grab your weaponry, because something is definitely wrong. So, although you did not take any damage from the initial impact of this creature, it is very clear that you're directly in front of it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move your token right there. Cool beans?
Cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you'd say that. Aren't I a nice DM? Remember that when you're dead. Okay. Yes, exactly. All right. So with that, it looks like everybody has rolled initiative correctly. And when I say correctly, I mean like clearly pretty well, actually. Mostly above 10. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started here with a fight against the gelatinous cube. One of the classic creatures of Dungeons and Dragons. I've always wanted to fight a dungeon, find a dungeon that didn't have at least one reference to a gelatinous cube, because there's just so many of them. It's like, I wonder why this place is so clean. Oh, it's because there's a gelatinous cube there. But hey, all right. So with that said, Ferros, you see Elbauthin sort of draw his weapons. What do you do?
What's going on, Elbauthin?
There's a presence in front of me. I thought we were in initiative.
You are in initiative. He's speaking. Free action.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Oh, he's speaking.
To you.
Am I using my action?
No, you're talking.
You are
Talking is free. You can talk whenever.
For 6 seconds until you decide not to do anything, Ferros, and I will move on to the next person.
There's a strange cube in front of me.
Do I know what this strange cube might be?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh my god.
With a 17, you have heard tell, although you have not personally encountered these kinds of creatures, that there are sort of oozes created either by wizards or by some kind of offshoot of strange, unnatural creative processes that create these sort of strange cube-like creatures which just, live to consume organic matter.
Okay. Well, I'm mounted on Zero. I'm going to move forward with him mounted on him, which gives us speed of 50 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, can I attack the gelatinous cube from here?
Well, Zeryl was behind you, so Zeryl comes up.
Well, Zero, I was mounted on him. I told you.
Oh, you were mounted on him. Okay, cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's Zeryl.
Would I be able to attack him from this position?
You can't go around the corner.
Okay.
So no, you'd have to go
would
in
I be
front
able
of
to move forward, or would that occupy Zeke's space for too long?
No, you could go down 1 square, 5 feet. Zeke is to the left of you. Oh, you mean on... Oh, I see what you're saying. You mean on Zeryl. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say if you're mounted on Zeke, it would probably...
You're not mounted on me.
Sorry. Too many Z sounds. If you're
Innuendo.
mounted on Zeryl, it would push Zeke down to the corner.
Okay, sure.
So you're going to push Zeke down to the corner. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'll go with
So
it.
boom, and Zeke, you just feel yourself
Damn
shoved
it.
into the corner. And the elk sort of looks at you imperiously, is like,
I pet him on the nose.
make a... This is great. Just make a... You
I
may
think
not...
it's a check for this, Matt. Animal
Yeah,
handling.
yeah. I was gonna say make an animal handling check, even though he's a celestial. He's not an animal. That's fine.
Oh!
Okay, so you pet him on the nose, and he's just like, and he just looks at you with these like baleful eyes. And
Oh,
in
no.
your mind, Ferros, you hear Zeryl say to you, Ferros, she touched my nose.
I turned to her as I'm swinging my sword. Don't do that. I'll swing my grace.
You know how I hate it when people touch my nose.
Don't push me.
Okay, with a 12, you swing your greatsword and it hits him, and it hits the cube. Shing! You swing it and it absolutely connects.
All right.
10 slashing damage.
And then I'll go for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go for another one.
26 will definitely hit.
2
So
slashes, and that'll be
Yep.
my turn.
okay, cool. So that's 20 slashing damage overall. Very good. You see like a big sort of gloppy jello-like chunk out of this thing come just splats on the floor, and immediately as it splats on the floor, it sort of just dissolves in a sort of a hiss. Cool.
Say nothing
Wait,
living.
it just died? That's it?
It's
I always pictured those things like the movie The Blob. Has
yes.
anybody seen The Blob?
Yes, definitely. Except it's much more like a giant jello mold. Like it's the worst jello mold you'll ever meet in your life.
It's not like The Blob. It's like Jello pudding.
Yes, it's not like jello pudding. It's because jello pudding I think has a little less. You know what? Let's discuss this later. Talron, you're up.
All right, guys, how's it go? What the hell is going? What in Kyphon is that?
You look at it and it's just
a
like
gelatinous cube. Kill it.
it's making all these awful like sucking and blobby noises.
Is it possible for me to blast it from here?
From there, no. The corner is in the way.
Mother.
If you go down a little bit more, then maybe you'll get it. But from where you are, no.
Well, I already used 30 feet to get down where I am.
There you go. Oh, the sounds of frustration. Music to a DM's ears. Anything else?
Didn't you say it just dissolved?
No, I said that part of it did.
The part
Like
that
a
fell
little
off.
bit, like a little bit, like this much. Like a
Well, I can't.
like as much
really-
as you would probably eat if you were a kid eating Jello.
You know what? As soon as it looks like it's moving forward, I'm holding a action to like blast it from here when it starts moving.
Okay. Cool beans. That is a good ready to action. We're moving down to Zeke.
All right. So these guys are all in my way. Does that mean that anything I do will hit them first before it hits the cube?
I guess it depends on what you intend to do.
Okay.
You can occupy an ally's space if you're going to make a melee attack. You can
Okay.
move, for example, into Elbauthin's space, sort of like shoving past him to do a melee attack. But if you're going to do a ranged attack, the target that you're going to hit is going to have cover because of the object / person in front of you.
Well, then what I will do is I'm going to pop into Elbauthin's space for a sec,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp because that's
Excellent.
a melee that's a melee spell attack.
Yes, it is. Cool.
It is bam.
Cool. 15 will definitely hit. You stick your hands on this thing. Yeah, it's a touch spell, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what happens. First of all, you definitely hit the cube and you sink your hands into this gelatinous material and lightning arcs through you. And as you touch it, I want you to make a... Where is it? Dexterity saving throw.
Alrighty.
You get +3 of that saving throw.
Boom.
Okay.
So 13.
13. You feel like your fingers are starting to burn, and not with your electrical energy, but like actually feel like whatever this material is made out of, this thing is made out of, it's literally like burning through your skin, and like you just like react, and you look down at your hands, and they're just like red. You didn't take any damage. Just in time, you pulled away.
Okay. Ugh. But he took 15 lightning damage.
Super. Okay.
And I can back out of Elbauthin space now, or do I need to stay there?
You certainly can back out of that space. Yes.
I'm gonna bop as I'm like and looking at my hands. I'm gonna bop back into my corner.
Cool. All right. Elbauthin, your turn.
Opportunity attack.
Let me just think about this for a sec.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can't-
That works.
Well, nope, it doesn't because it can't take reactions.
Okay, attack reactions because of Shocking Grasp.
Because-
Good.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
didn't know
can't
that.
take reactions until
Shocking
the
Grasp
start of its next
removes.
turn.
That's correct. That's correct. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you for reminding me. I knew something was like, why can't he take opportunity attacks? Oh, yeah, because of Shocking Grasp.
Shocking
Yeah.
grasp.
Super
I
duper.
zapped him.
I forgot about that completely.
We love Shocking Grasp. It's a good spell. Elbauthin, go for it.
Insightful fighting.
This will be fantastic. Let's see what its deception is. Go ahead and roll your insight.
I bet it's got a 30 in charisma.
Wow, 14 is pretty low for you normally. Let's
Damn.
see. It got a 14. How about that? It rolled a 14. So you look at this thing, you're like, what the hell is this thing? It doesn't have body parts. It's just like a big chunk of ooze. Okay, so you hit it with your rapier though, slashing through it, and because Ferros is right next to you, you do get the sneak attack damage because you have an ally within 5 feet of you. So you do 36 damage. Jeez.
Good shit.
Bam.
You take a big old swoosh, and just like a big chunk of it, like about the size of a torso, just flops out of this thing and just falls to the ground and just splats. It is very not happy about that.
Well, it's hard to tell.
Dash away. 5, 10.
So yeah, you're not even going to disengage because you don't need to, because it doesn't have reactions.
15, 20.
I
Excellent.
imagine he's like ducked under Zero.
Oh yeah, he slides under Zeryl's legs, just like, and then gets wrecked back up. All right, and now is that the end of your turn, Elbauthin?
I consider that the end of my turn.
Excellent. I love this. This effete speak. It's doing so well with me. All right, the cube sort of slops forward. And it actually occupies several things. Go ahead, Talron, make your fire, because now you can see it. You have a ready to action.
Oh, God.
20 and 17. 17. That will hit for 4 damage.
Do I need to make a second one, or is that pretty much...
Your ready to action was 2 Eldritch Blasts, right? With 2 beams, right? That was
Right,
your
right,
action.
yeah.
So that's second attack. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Crit.
Oh,
With 6 force damage. Okay, so total of 6 and 4, 10. Very nice. Very nice.
I thought it'd be having more.
Okay, well, hey.
It's
Might wanna-
2d10. That's how it goes.
Sometimes damage is good. Sometimes damage not so good.
Mhm.
Why
You
you
roll
so?
1, 1, and 2.
Why
on
you?
the D10.
Why you have to be so mad? It's just a game.
3d10, 1, 1, 2.
So you see smoking holes in this thing as it sort of slops forward, and it moves into Ferros's and Zeke's spaces and sort of attempts to do a very strange thing. You guys just see this thing just like move forward and just like try to envelop Ferros on top of Zeke. Sorry, on top of Zeril. He just like tries to pull Ferros off of Zeril and just like completely goes around Zeke. So I want Ferros, I want you to make a dexterity saving throw, and Zeke as well. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, please.
24.
Okay, very good.
Oh.
It's a 10.
Okay.
That's a
So-
10, okay.
Ferros, you can choose to be either pushed 5 feet back or to the side of the cube. Which do you choose?
Can I fail this saving? No, wait, I don't need to. Never mind. I'll push to the side, sure.
Okay, so go ahead and move yourself to the side. Okay. So Zeke, you failed. You failed your save.
It's a 10.
Yep, that is a failed save, unfortunately. So you take 18 acid damage.
Oh.
I'll take that damage.
Okay, Ferros, you feel like the pain of Zeke. Zeke, you start to feel like, again, this awful burning sensation as this thing wraps around you, and then the pain is gone, but you're still like, you're literally inside of this cube. You cannot breathe. You are restrained, which means you have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Okay.
And you feel like your skin is burning slowly but surely again. But Ferros, you take 18 acid damage. And now I'm going to have, as well, Zeril go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw too, please.
Oh no.
I can't do it for him, so.
You
Plus
can't?
3 to him, by the way.
Okay, I will go ahead
I
and...
can't. I don't.
Oh, you don't have action for him? Okay, that's cool. I will
I
give
can
you...
look up.
You know what I'll do? I will go ahead and give you access to that token so that you can... Zeril is a elk, right? Yeah, so I'll give you access to the...
Yeah, that's correct.
I'll give you access to the token. Edit. It can be controlled by Kraw. Save.
Is there nothing in the journal for it?
For elk?
Well, I wasn't sure. Okay, one second. Let me just look at the elk.
Sure. I mean, I can tell you what it is if you want. That in terms of
It's a
dexterity
plus
saving throw.
0.
There you go.
All right, cool. And technically, he has plus 3 because of armor protection. So an 8.
All right. So he as well takes 18 acid damage.
He's dead.
And just like Zero's like, and what Ferros you hear, and you just hear like one word inside your head as this thing sort of subsumes Zeril, and Zeril just like fades into this strange sort of mystical sort of mist, and you just hear him go, "Shit," and he just disappears. And the cube sort of like moves around as if it expected to, dissolve this creature. And the creature just dissipated. So the cube is just like... All right.
Nope.
That's its turn. Qrevialur, your turn.
Is it at all possible that he could just grab her out? Try to yank her out?
You could certainly try.
Well, then, I'd certainly like to try that then.
Okay, you run in. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy.
Okay, so you reach your hands in, and you take 18 acid damage, but you pull Zeke out. Zeke, you fall prone on the ground.
Boom.
So you physically take the 18 acid damage as you pull your hands in it. You just feel like your scales just burning as you put your hands in there. And, but Zeke, you are out now.
Boom. Thank you.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Qrevialur, with your turn? You still have a bonus action.
No thanks.
Cool beans. Ferros, you're up.
All right. Well, I guess it's a good time to do this then. I will do a great sword as well as divine smite with that if it ever stops lagging for me. It's cool. So divine smite takes a 2d8.
That'll hit.
So I take my sword. It lights up with this radiant
Shing.
damage.
So that's just for the great sword. And then
20.
total of 20.
Another great sword.
And you can't divide smite twice on a turn, can you? I don't think you
When
can.
you hit with a melee weapon attack, but I'm only
You can
spending one
expend, right, so you're only expending one spell slot. Okay, cool. So then 20 on the first with the Divine Smite, and then another 10 with your second attack. So that's a total of 30. Excellent. Yeah, that first attack took some real big chunks out of it, and this thing is like about a third of its normal size now. It's just like literally just like got all these chunks slashed out of it.
Okay. And I believe that will be my turn.
Okay, Talron.
Well, I'm gonna summon that glaive.
Super. Shing. The glaive appears in your hand.
Gonna run up to it and gonna use a new ability. Gonna bonus action.
And your reach with the glaive is 10 feet.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Zeke, duck.
I'm prone. I'm on the ground.
Oh, that's right. She's prone. You just see like
yeah.
whistling over your head this like glaive.
Ugh.
I'm gonna bonus action. What? I don't know.
Banishing smite. Okay. So did you roll your attack?
I'm about to.
About to.
Bam!
Okay, an 11 will hit, surprisingly. This thing is a large, gelatinous jello mold, essentially. So you hit it, and roll your damage, 14. Okay, so you run in there and just like fucking anime slash it, just like, yes! And this thing just like falls in two pieces and just dissolves into the ground. It is dead.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be. Oh.
Talron looks confused. He's like, is it dead?
Huh.
Good job.
Huh.
Yay.
That
Okay.
Was,
That was some pretty powerful Jello pudding.
Must have been aligned with Bill Cosby.
Ferros, are you all right? I'm gonna help Zeke.
I'm
by the
fine,
way.
thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thanks for
totally
the lift.
forgot about Bill Cosby.
Well, good. I'm
Who's
sorry.
Bill
That's okay.
Sorry. Who's Bill Cosby?
he's the end boss at the end of this campaign.
He is.
He's
Just as
He is
like
Hallister
Jello
Blackblood.
pudding.
yes.
He used to do commercials for Jello pudding.
He uses the power of suggestion and
Drugs?
And pudding pops.
my god.
His
Okay.
special
Let's
sauce.
not- let's
We're
stop
gonna
going-
we're gonna take a
It's
sharp
fucked up.
left turn and move that way.
Let's
away from this
go towards
conversation.
The dark
Yes.
corner that we're going.
Not gonna lie, Zeke. Any moment there, and you will fit nicely into a sandwich.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. As I kind of like brush away an invisible goo that I feel like is still on me.
He slimed me.
You know,
I don't see anything back here.
there's nothing, literally nothing here but that
Let me turn around.
thing.
That thing is dead, whatever it was, but it looks like nothing else but walls.
Well, explain why this place is so damn clean.
All right, fine. I want to get away from what's left of this thing.
Qrevialur, make us a perception check.
Where did he go?
Ooh.
You're sort of wandering along the halls, and you hear sort of in the echoes behind you. You hear the conversations of your newly found compatriots. That's pretty much it.
Just gonna keep going then.
Okie dokie.
Actually, let me do a perception check.
Sounds good.
Are you just gonna run off?
I'm gonna listen for things.
Go for
I
it.
can't. I can't help but. Sorry.
I'm gonna listen for things, and I'm gonna disappear. And I'm also gonna investigate things at the same time, just to cover myself.
I'm gonna start using your passive investigation for that kind of stuff. Just FYI, so you don't have to keep rolling
Sure,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
it's a 20.
I can't help but like.
That's
look at
crazy.
Yeah, it's 20 passively.
I can't help but.
Okay, fine. So 20.
That's cool.
20 investigation, 21 stealth, and the 15 perception.
I'm not going to give you passive stealth, but I am going to give you passive investigation, and I will at times use your passive perception. Cool?
Okay, but right now my perception is 15.
Super.
I
Thank you.
can't help but like look at these candles as we're walking along, like. They just floating there, or
So they're actually, the candles are attached to sconces in the walls. The candles don't actually have any smoke coming out of them. You would normally think, well, candles should have smoke coming out of them. Nothing.
The candle.
how high up is the candle, by the way?
That's about chest height.
I try to carefully place my hand over the candle.
Okay. You feel heat coming out of the candle.
Kind of look back and say, "What you doing, bud?"
Just looking at the candles. Candles normally produce some sort of, well, smoke and whatnot, right? But apparently not these ones.
I mean, sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't.
They don't.
Sometimes. I don't know.
What do you know?
Smokeless candles.
I mean, depending on how long the wick is.
I wonder how long is the week. What was that noise?
Nobody
So
knows.
we have a choice. We can go left or we can go right.
He's saying this completely like sort of like hiding in the shadows, and is just like announcing it from the shadows. I can just.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Elbauthin is being a
Left or right?
By the way, Matt, we're still in initiative, it looks like.
Not anymore. I'm gonna remove you from initiative. Boom.
There we go.
Boom. Thank you very much for
You're
reminding
welcome.
me.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be left.
This is right.
I mean, yeah, that is right.
Okay.
Elbauthin, at the end of this corridor, the actually the corridor sort of just ends in a dirt strewn tunnel entrance. It looks like that there's nothing there except just sort of like maybe the vaguest remnant of a hollowed out entryway, or maybe a furthering of this passage, but nothing else. It's all rocks.
I'm gonna raise a brow.
Can I investigate the area for secrets?
Absolutely. Well, I was going to use your passive investigation with a 20. But where you're standing, you don't see anything.
Oh.
Talron, you
Now I may
reach
wanna
the other
wait out for a
side,
bit.
you sort of see the same thing on your side that you saw down the hallway. Just this sort of remnant, or maybe even the sort of beginnings of a passageway that has not yet been dug.
It's nothing but dirt over here.
So I saw nothing, Matt, in my quick
Nope.
exploration.
You looked around, just dirt, dust, rocks.
Hey, Qrevialur, what do you make of this?
Anything?
It's
here?
a dead end.
You look over there, kick around the dirt and dust. You don't see anything.
Well, this place doesn't even lead anywhere.
Later.
Who's saying that?
It's me.
Did the Latinus cube drop anything?
You look amongst the sort of gelatinous material that's left behind from the cube's destruction, and you actually see maybe some bones. They could very well be humanoid, and that's pretty much it. No material else.
Take a bone.
You have a bone. Add it to your inventory.
Zeke?
There was nothing behind this door.
That's correct. When you open that door, it was an empty room. Qrevialur, as you reach the sort of point where the corridor turns left again, I'd like you to make a perception check.
That's more
Okay.
like it.
You hear from around the corridor's turn, you hear and it's getting louder.
Oh.
All right. Well, he's gonna turn around and yell, "Ferros!" He's gonna like do a wave motion.
All right.
He's gonna like peek around the corner a bit.
Okay. You peek around the corner and you hear this sound again, just getting louder.
Do we hear it at this point?
You certainly
Kraw.
do. I think as you reach this corner's turn, you guys all start to hear this strange sound.
So where's it coming from? This direction here? Or...
It's coming from there, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we could just keep going right.
Uh-oh.
The sound is slowing.
I don't like the sound of that.
come down the hallway, guys.
And now you guys see, if you're standing at the edge of that hallway, you guys see a large metal boot that just sort of moves.
Oh.
And it moves towards this door slowly. It is clearly some form of a humanoid-looking creature made out of metal and wood. It looks to have some strange sort of nicks and dings in its armor. And it sort of moves towards this door, just on, I guess, directly to the north of you, which you opened. It's moving with a very slow gait. And it stops in front of this door. And it sort of goes, and its head starts to swivel, like down to the south. And like little steam comes out of its neck. And its eyes focus on Zeke.
I wave.
When you wave, the creature, again, sort of like its whole like torso moves, like instead of just its head, it goes like RoboCop style, and it's just like, and it moves in your direction slowly.
I lost all sound on that, but I'm assuming it's coming for me.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say yeah.
Okay,
What is that thing?
Uh,
Should we worry?
As it stops right there when you say should we worry, and as it does so, when it stops, it like takes its hand and it just points its hand at Zeke like this.
Oh.
Nothing happens. It sort of
Qrevialur's
looks at its
Qrevialur's
hand.
now in my way.
yeah, Qrevialur came out and was like, "Oh, it's you," and just starts walking towards it again. but
Okay.
Looks
Okay, I
very
guess-
Okay.
agitated.
As Qrevialur walks towards it, the construct sort of like its hand becomes a fist.
Uh-oh.
And it moves into position to strike Qrevialur. It like reaches back with a fist.
Qrevialur's gonna hit it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
What the fuck?
Yeah, here we go again. We could have just avoided it. But,
Oh, shit.
This is not mine, Ferros.
Here we go.
Oh.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna.
I strike first.
I think you do get the opportunity to hit things first on that one. About
I'm gonna drop audio for a second and see if I can get my audio to stop lagging. I'll be right back.
Sure. No problemo. All right.
So Kraw just did 2 initiative rolls.
The
But
first
yeah,
one
but he
wasn't
corrected it.
Yeah.
The first one.
You're not going through Discord, Kraw.
I'm not gonna do it, sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to stealthily sneak
Yes.
over,
Okay.
and I am going to stab the fuck out of you.
Okay. You see this thing wind up with a punch, and you're just like, no, sir. And you just like a shink.
Stabby stab.
A 12 will not hit.
Oh!
Hmm.
I
So
am going to have to disengage,
Okay.
back away, and stealth again.
Okay. Let me just think about this. You did your action already, though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I don't think you'll be able to stealth. And you used your
No.
bonus action to disengage.
Well, I can use my bonus action to stealth, dodge out of the way behind the corner.
You can do either one. You can either disengage or stealth.
Let me stealth.
Technically hide. Okay.
Bam! Around the corner. I just jumped into the corner and disappeared.
Okay. When you stealth, it'll make an attack at you, but it'll be with a disadvantage because it's going to make an opportunity attack at you, but because you're stealthed or hidden, it's going to make an attack at you with disadvantage. Saku, here we go. All right. Here we go. It's going to swing at you with disadvantage with its fist. A 16.
18.
Okay. So it swings and whips, missing the air completely. Qrevialur, it is your turn.
Did you...
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I messed up here. Let's go there. It's now Talron's turn. Sorry. Talron, 12.
Cool. Well, that thing looks like a killer. Gonna... Right. I'm gonna hex it first.
Okay. It is now hexed. I will put the little hexy marker on
So
it.
now he has disadvantage on wisdom.
Oh, okay. Thank you for giving it
Wisdom.
disadvantage on its shittiest trait. Like, go ahead.
Oh. Okay, can I switch over to something else?
Nope,
Or-
you said wisdom.
Mhm.
Anything else?
whatever, Well, it's
Good
hex,
strength.
so you gotta strike at this thing twice.
That's not its shittiest, but it's close to it. You certainly...
Right, so... Bam. And
Yeah, this 20 will hit. Sting and sting.
is that
wow.
2d6 necrog?
You can
know,
hit.
because-
You can hit twice. You can attack twice with your pack glaive.
Yeah, but I mean, I hexed it, so that does, like, necrog damage as well?
I didn't know you could attack twice with your glaive. Is that true?
It's Thirsting Blade.
Oh,
One of his invocations.
Cool. So yeah, you'll deal a 1d6 necrotic whenever you hit.
Cool, so 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
8
Cool.
necrog.
All right, so total of 27 plus 8.
That's a lot of damage.
35 damage. Lovely. Sting. You launch into the fore and swing at this thing and do some crazy hits on it. Anything else, Talron?
Right. No, I think that'll be it.
All right, cool. Moving into is now the creature's turn. So it's going to punch Qrevialur in the face like it did before, twice. And it got... The first one was a crit fail, so it just, like, hits the wall. Like, it just goes right for Qrevialur's head, and Qrevialur just, like, bob and weaves under it, and, like, it just goes... And then it comes back again and just back fists Qrevialur with a 26.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay, 14 bludgeoning damage.
It twice.
I'll take it.
You'll take it.
Take all of it?
Can you do that within 10 feet of you? Oh, yep, you're in 10 feet. Absolutely.
All of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
14 bludgeoning. Boom.
Why do you want to die?
Wait, he's not raging, right?
What's
Is
that?
Qrevialur raging?
No, but I'm hearing some
Then, yeah, I'll take
echo
it.
there. Yeah. Cool. All right. So, yeah, you feel this fist, like, literally, you feel the fist, like, make contact with your face, Qrevialur, and you're like, ugh. And then, like, you expect to just feel the sort of familiar pain of, like, bones crunching in your skull and teeth maybe separating, and then you're just like, oh, is he just pushing my face? What's going on here? And, like, Ferros, you just feel, like, this ringing inside your head as just, like, ow. And, like, you just feel like, and you go, and a tooth comes out of your mouth.
Oh. Which tooth?
It's a back tooth. Don't worry. It's not going to ruin his looks. He's cool.
Oh.
Okay. Phew, thank God. Zeke, you're up.
Okay, sorry, I keep losing sound, but I
No
hope you
worries.
can hear me. All right, so I am going to bop up on in here and go with another good old shocking grasp. I have advantage because he's
When-
made of metal.
When you do so, make a perception check, please.
Uh-oh.
Okay, try again. Now I can hear.
Sure. When you step in front of this creature, I'd like you to make a perception check for me.
I will do that.
You're right in front of it. Oh, perfect, with a 15. So yeah, you see where Talron like made these slashes on its carapace, and you see like the metal, just like the metal has been completely hewn into, and you see for some reason as you move in with Shocking Grasp, you're like, what the fuck? And you see the metal is slowly like it's like knitting itself back together slowly. By all means, it is now your turn.
Come on, cast motherfucker. There we go.
All right. A Shocking Grasp with an 18, that will hit.
Well, it's a 24 because I had advantage anyway. Because he's made of metal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, 24 hits. 9 lightning damage.
9.
9. Okay, we're cool.
I got him his way.
9. Okay, you zappity zap. Don't talk back. And he can't. And he's like, oh, like. And so you just like immediately duck out of the way before he can swing at you. Excellent. Qrevialur, your turn.
Alright. I'm already tired of this thing. Qrevialur's mad. He's gonna rage.
Qrevialur grows 2 inches that day. Continue.
Okay. And then he's first going to attack twice with his main blade.
Okay.
Ooh.
Both, unfortunately, will miss.
Then he's gonna hit with his new one.
Ting. And then with the new one, okay, this new longsword that he has, which you guys have seen him, like, he hasn't, like, he's put away his lightning sword, but he's never put away this sword. Like, it's been in his left hand the whole time. And he strikes out at this creature with the longsword, and it hits, digging a deep hole in its carapace. And it does 10 damage to rage and 10 slashing. 8 slashing. Dope.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. 1 minute, please. Okay, 1 second. Okay, cool.
Welcome to our episode titled Technical Problems.
Uh-oh, you're getting some weird reverb here with your
We've lost
audio.
Talron.
Man, what's going on tonight with all these technical crazinesses?
Wow.
All right, well, when Talron comes back, we will hopefully readjust everything back. Because right now, people are in strange places on the overlay. That's all I gotta say.
Like flies, man.
I hope not.
Take our break a little early.
Nah, I think we're good.
He'll be back in a second. I'm doing fine now.
Yeah. Chris, we know that the cams are all messed up. I think it's because Talron dropped, and so because he dropped, we're having some sort of strange mismatches here. So hopefully when Talron comes back, we'll put everything back. I just don't want to change things around, but I appreciate your amazing attention to what we got going on here. So we'll keep things as we are going right now, and just keep things going. Technical problems, please stand by. So hopefully, if someone can get in touch with Talron and see what's going on with him, so
He
can get
said
back.
his PC crashed.
Oh, his PC crashed? Okay, super. And I think, I don't know if everyone, Chris, is Kraw coming in sort of like a double audio too? Because I'm here.
I'm dumb.
I hear Kraw fine.
I fixed it.
Ah, there we go. Cool. Thank
I know
you,
what
man.
the issue was. I'm dumb.
The issue is you. And yay, we're happier. All right, let's keep going. Yay, we're doing so well, everybody. Qrevialur. I love you guys. I love you so much. All right, so here we go. Qrevialur. You slash out with your longsword, you do the damage, and now it's Ferros' turn. Ferros, go for it, man.
All right, cool. I'm going to use Lay on Hands. All
Okay.
32 points I have left.
On yourself?
Yeah, on myself.
So let me get this straight. When I think about you, I touch myself.
You just want to keep taking it to these places.
It's cool. It's cool.
It's a
What
good
I'll
song.
do, so it's not completely suggestive,
Okay.
I will take the two in my hand, like, what the fuck? I was like, put it back in awkwardly, and suddenly it just connects back.
Okay, cool. Whoom. You heal yourself for all of your hit points. all the hit points. That was your action.
That's my action, yes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move over here, and I will cast, as a bonus action, I believe it's Branding Smite.
Okay.
It doesn't do any damage yet, but
Oh,
on next time I hit something, it's a concentration spell. I don't know why it's using the wrong thing.
Branding Smite. Branding Smite. It's using
There
your
you
lay on
go.
hands. There we go.
There you
Branding
go.
Smite. The next time you hit a creature with a weapon, attack. And that is a concentration spell. So we're going to put a little concentration marker on you. Is that cool?
Yep.
Cool. Oh, you want to do it? Okay. The concentration marker. Yeah, that's the one.
I forgot how big the markers were because of the
Don't put
size
any
of the
marks
map.
on me, man.
You don't
Besides
use
the map,
concentration
it looks
spells.
Huge.
I know.
All right, cool. We are still waiting Talron's return. So hopefully when he
I
gets
got
his
nothing
computer
else.
back to normal.
That's my action, bonus action. So
That's fine. If he misses his turn, he misses his turn. Elbauthin, your turn.
And I will sneaky back over here
Okay.
and do another rapier attack.
Okay. This will be with advantage because you are stealthed.
And I still get the rapier damage bonus.
Yes, if you hit.
The sneak attack.
Yes, indeed. Because you have advantage. With a 29, there you go.
Boom.
You just like find a weak spot right in this creature's armor and just right through it, and you do a lot of damage. You do 30 damage.
30. Okay, very dirty. Very dirty move. I will disengage
Okay.
and step away.
Excellent. Your accent keeps changing, which I think is hilarious. First, it's like a feet British, and then it's like I'm a Frenchman. I will stealth and kill you.
I also did German.
I missed it. I'm sorry. All right, we're gonna come back to Talron. We're gonna have him hold his action and then come back to him. So unfortunately, sorry Talron, but it looks like you just are so frightened of this creature that hey, we're just gonna skip you for now. All right, cool. So here's what we're gonna do. The robot is just like he's just a rock'em sock'em. He's just gonna punchity punch, and let's see what happens. Double punch to Qrevialur. We'll call this guy Mike Tyson for right now. Boom boom. First one's 21 to you, Qrevialur.
That hits. At least I
That's-
don't have ears.
True enough. This one he just like he uppercuts you under the chin for 15 bludgeoning damage. And then the second one, 14.
That misses.
Okay, and then he just like tries to backfist you and you duck under it.
This guy only uses one fist to attack.
So far, yes. He has not used his left hand. That is the hand that he was using to cast, sort of casting spell gestures. You guys note. He's only been using his right hand. The fist of peace. All right. And since you're right in front of him, Qrevialur, make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, you look and you think you're seeing what Zeke saw, like some of his armor is slowly coming back together again. Let's hope Talron joins us soon, otherwise there will be fewer people in this initiative here. All right, Zeke, you're up.
All right, I am gonna bop back into this space again,
Okay. Boop.
and I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave. Boop.
Thunder wave. Okay.
Thunder Wave. Did
Thunder.
it go through?
A thunder wave.
Oh, cast it with level 1, please.
Constitution saving throw. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's see what he does. Boop. And he got a 15. So
All
that
right,
is not
so
enough.
He takes the thunder damage. He is also pushed 10 feet away.
Okay, cool. You guys watch just, and then he just like screeching along the stone floor as he like attempts to like stop himself by putting his arms on the walls, but you just hear as he gets pushed back 10 feet.
Quick question: Thunder Wave, isn't that a 15-foot cube around itself? Wouldn't that hit more people?
I think.
It's
Let's actually take a look at that spell
it's
here.
a 15-foot cube. I don't know if it's centered on myself. It
I
starts at me, but I think I can put it in front of me. I don't think I have.
I think she's right. Let's just check.
Oh,
Thunder
you're right.
Wave.
Actually,
Yeah.
I've read this. Jeremy Crawford said that you can actually put the 50-foot cube in front of yourself. That's what
It makes sense, right? Because you're doing a wave, right? It's not a.
That's
in,
what it is.
in 4th edition parlance, it is a blast, not a burst out from you, right? So that makes
Yep.
a whole lot of sense.
That's a ruling that's really weird, but I remember that one from
Well,
Jeremy Crawford. So
I can't rejoin the meeting.
Uh-oh. Why not?
The host has another meeting in progress.
Oh,
Try-
scroll down. Make sure you're using the second link,
Oh,
Yes.
I
Use
did
the
that the
second
first time.
link.
and then
Yes, because it says a wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you.
yeah, I remember that. I remember that ruling. It's 15-foot cube in front of you. That's what it is. Okay.
Originating
And
from
then-
you. Yeah. Makes sense.
just for shits and giggles, because I am annoyed with this thing now,
Yes.
I am going to cast a quickened spell, so I can cast another spell as a bonus action.
Yes, indeed. But it has to be a
and I
cantrip.
Go. No, it
Cast-
doesn't. I'm casting. I use sorcery points. This
There's
is
actually there's a rule in the PHB that you can't actually use 2 spells, first level or higher, in the same turn.
Unless they are unless the one of them is a cantrip.
Cantrip
Then-
and a spell. That's the rule.
Okay, because that doesn't because otherwise, what's the point of quickened?
So you can
spell
use a
casting
cantrip.
of
So
one
you can
action
use a
becomes bonus
cantrip and a
action?
regular spell. That's the whole point of a quicken
Okay, I
spell.
lost sound on you.
Yeah. Okay. The whole point of quicken spell is not that you can use like a double casting of a specific like level 7 spell. It's so that you can use like a level 6 spell, and then you can use quicken spell, spend a sorcery point, and then cast a cantrip.
Okay, it's 2 sorcery points, so one would think I would get something more out of that.
You'd think so. I'm pretty
All
sure
right.
that's the case, though.
What's wrong, Talron?
When do I get to do my turn that I skipped that was
Oh,
you
you're
can do
back. You're
I-
back.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
back.
And
I
now
know that
because
I
you're
skipped-
back, let me move everybody back to where they
While
were.
we're talking, let's talk about this exact rule because the rule's very specific. So what it is actually is that you can use a cantrip as an action and a spell as a bonus action. I think if you use a spell as a bonus action, you can't use one as your action. Is how it works.
Pretty sure that's correct. Yeah.
I could look up the ruling, but that's the rule. It's just generally what people say is no 2 spells in the same turn. You can no 2 spells first level or higher. It's a really weird rule that not many people know about. But we use it here, so.
We
Okay,
definitely
well.
do.
Well, then I'll cast Firebolt at him.
Okay, super. And I've got everybody
There you
back to their normal spaces. Yes, we're back, Chris. We're good. We're happy. I hope, right?
Good.
Yes, maybe. I hope.
Does an
God.
Does an 18 hit him?
An 18 definitely does hit him, yes.
Good.
16 fire
Okay,
damage. Kaboom. Okay, he doesn't like that, that's for sure. Beep. All right, Firebolt. Excellent. Now let's go back to the person who missed his turn. Luckily, before the round was over, Ferros, Talron comes out of his like stupor. He's like, "Ugh!
Hey, hey! Can't be
And now-
frightened. That's not like it. Or of courage.
Talron, you're back. Welcome back.
Don't be judging me, saying as I move forward and bam,
Swing.
bam.
Okay. The first one sort of like it puts up its arm to defend, and you just hear, and it just like swings and connects with the arm, but there's kind of like metal, sort of protecting material on its arm, and it just like sparks off the arm, and then you sort of like swing around with your glaive and then attack it at its leg, and it connects with the 17.
1d6. Oh, 2 necrotic.
Okay, so 11 slashing and then 2 necrotic.
And bonus action.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
Maddening Hex. Ugh. Okay. Use a bonus action. You can deal 3 psychic damage to the target cursed by your Hex spell. All right, cool. And also to
So-
creatures. All right, so just another 3 damage then.
So 16.
Cool beans. All right. Excellent. All right, so that is the end of your sort of recap turn, Talron. And now we're moving on to Qrevialur.
Alright. So he's just gonna go straight forward and continue his onslaught.
Do it. The first one hits.
What?
The second one hits. This time you're like,
then-
fuck you, zing, zing, with your lightning sword.
And then one more time with his new sword.
And then zing with your new long sword. So give me a total damage here, please.
Sure. Let me.
With the rage.
45, 41.
Woo.
41.
Woohoo! So yeah, you just watch Qrevialur like rage and just like rush this creature. He's had enough. He goes ching with his lightning sword, and it just like flashes with blue energy as the lightning just goes right into this construct. And then he just like stabs with his new longsword, and this creature is just like completely withered by these blows. How much did you say? 42?
41.
41. Okay. He is not looking good at all. Ferros, you're up.
What kind of action does it take to switch weapon sets? I know we talked about this, I forgot.
I think a bonus
Okay.
a bonus action should be fine.
Take
Just
my
to go
greatsword
like
away,
shing.
put my long sword and shield in my hand as a bonus
Cool.
action. Then.
Okay.
Okay.
Does your AC change now? I'm assuming it does. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then I will go with 2 slashes on him with the branding smite on the first one if it hits.
Okay. Yep.
If it hits. We'll
This
see.
creature looking like it's on its last legs. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got nothing else to do. So.
Okay, yeah.
1 second.
25 hits,
Then-
definitely.
Initial 2d6 from branding smite. This is radiant.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, that's double ones, snake eyes. So yeah, you just like, and like as you smite this creature, it like falls to its
Smite.
knees, and like it looks up at you, and like you see just like in the way its head is like it's like shivering, and it's just like it moves its hand like this, almost like it's saying stop. And so you don't put the full power of your branding smite into this creature. You're like, ugh, and the sort of golden energy lances into this creature, and it's sort of like,
It's also glowing now, by the way. I should mention that.
okay, it is glowing. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
It has its hand up, right, like that.
It's like this.
Do I have any idea what this thing is?
Make an Arcana check. Yeah, with a 19, I think maybe you've seen pictures of these things in tomes at Candlekeep.
It's
They-
like I was at Candlekeep. Yeah.
I mean, amazing. This kind of a creature is known as a shield guardian. It is a construct vaguely imbued with the vestiges of consciousness. It is attuned to a master of some kind, and it usually has some kind of physical attunement through an object, which it uses sort of like almost like a turnkey device, like you're winding up a toy. And that physical device, magically attuned to this creature, is what controls it. You don't see anything of that kind around.
Do I know if it can understand me?
Do you know if it can understand you? That's a really good question. Let me find out. It does understand languages.
Okay. Then I will. I'll lower my sword, but I can't put it away. Bonus action. I'll instead, not go for the second attack that I could do,
Okay.
and instead, just look at him. Yeah, stop. It could probably bring us to what's controlling it. That's my turn.
Okay. Elbauthin, start of the new round. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna run over
Okay.
and I am going to strike.
Okay.
Wait, why? It's like on the ground groveling.
Don't care.
Okay. You hit it with a 27. And, yeah, you just decimate it. You just, put your rapier right through its metal helmet. And you just hear... And the helmet just falls off, and there's nothing inside. And the whole armored carapace just falls to pieces. And there is nothing inside it.
Oh, you already knew I was gonna check to see if there was something inside it.
No, I just told you that there's nothing inside.
You know, we could have found what was controlling it, right?
How?
It can understand us.
Well,
Wonder who it belonged to, though.
So you,
Let me see.
this thing patrolling the hallways, it may have been benevolent. We don't know.
anybody encountered this thing before?
Nope. Never seen anything like it.
I'm gonna try to take a piece of it off and keep it for myself.
Okay. Any specific piece that you want to keep?
Probably like a shoulder guard.
Okay. It's about yay big. It's clearly bigger than a normal average humanoid shoulder. But it's a big honking, just heavy piece of metal.
Curious piece of machinery.
Shield guardian.
Nobody's encountered this thing before.
Hey,
Well, why would we? We haven't been down here that long.
I
We've all
mean,
been together, haven't we?
Schultz never had anything.
Well, how
like
about
this.
Drakon here?
Who?
Dracon's been down here
Who?
longer than us.
Who's Drakon?
Who's Drakon?
What's... the
All right, Mr. City Watch. His name is Qrevialur.
Yeah, that guy.
What kind of nicknames you making up for my character?
Krevs. So
He's not in the room. He might have already walked away because he doesn't care about.
You look around for
It's constant.
Qrevialur and you're like, he's not here.
Where the hell did he go?
Hey,
oh, let him wander around.
can you come back here for a second, Qrevialur?
Baby, come back.
Why?
Baby, come back.
Because whatever this thing was, it was being controlled by someone else, and it's important to know if we've seen it before. Have you seen
So
this
we're
thing before?
gonna sit there and stare at it. It's
Not
dead.
at all what I was saying.
I don't have time to waste on staring at a corpse.
Well, do you have time to go on ahead and die then?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, actually, I definitely have that time because I
There's
won't.
There's not time to waste on finding the thing that controlled this thing. Because if you want information, which I assume you do.
No,
No, you don't want
I don't want
information?
information. There's only one thing I want.
Mm.
Well, regardless, though, we need to know what the hell we are dealing with.
A thing that's dead. It's been dealt with.
Yeah,
We
and
don't
what
need
if
to
there's
figure out what we're dealing with if it's
And
What
already
if there's
dealt with.
more? What if there's a controller who has
Then
more?
we'll break them. Simple.
yeah, what if they're stronger than this thing?
I mean,
Then we'll break them.
I mean, Krevi, what is so important that you need to like not discuss with us?
Where?
What do you need to do?
Elbauthin.
I'm laying down the DM gavel here. I'm gonna go. The verisimilitude here is just it's just like dissipating here with these accents. I like them though. Just stick to one though.
Where
right?
do these actions came from? What the hell?
I think I'm gonna do the German one.
Okay. This is Elbauthin's true accent. It's Elvish German.
Well, first, Scribbers just say, "Don't call me that. That's not my name."
Whatever your name is. Why are you in such a hurry?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have a hard time taking you seriously now, but this is. I'm just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going.
Zeke has
Why
just
do you
wandered
beat
off while
gods?
they're all fighting amongst
What
I
them.
are
can't
you
even-
looking for?
There's so much talking.
What is so important to you?
Where is he? I don't see him. He's just talking.
Split the party. Split the party. I love it.
I'm
Alright, you
just-
can't stop arguing. I'm gonna go explore.
Zeke,
Zeke?
as you see that there is some kind of strange room here to your north.
Yes, I do, and I want to check it out.
Okay. The
Yeah.
carved into the back wall of this alcove is a niche, which contains the bas-relief sculpture of a. Let's see. What is it? What is it that you see in that?
Close initiative.
I will close initiative when I feel like closing initiative, sir.
Close it.
You okay? Fine. Let's just close initiative. There
So
you go.
I'm going to stay with Ferros.
Okay, you stay with Ferros. I will. See, look, now you have me fucking doing it. God damn it. I hate you so much. All right, so here's what you see. Lots of things in this. There we go. Okay, here's what you see. 20 this first. Here we go. Yeah, this is it. Okay, cool. It's like a sunken archway, actually, not even really anything else. It seems to be sort of like a frame of a door, but there's nothing there. There's no door there at all. It's just like, but over this door frame, etched into it, is a word, actually 2 words in common. It says, "Come hither."
Okay. I'm gonna come hither.
Okay. You
I'm
walk.
gonna walk up and stand in the little doorway or
Okay.
next to it.
Cool beans. Talron, you see Zeke sort of walk into this door frame, and she disappears.
Poof.
Zeke? The hell?
I will put you on a different layer. Boop. Zeke has disappeared.
What?
Can I find myself?
I look around this entire
Not
doorway.
yet.
Okay, just checking. I'm
Don't
gonna
worry.
make sure I didn't scrolling around the black.
Nope. You will see blackness for now until we'll see. We'll see what else happens here with the rest of you folks. But yeah.
Yeah, I look around like this entire like doorway, see like if I see if
You
it's like
see this sort of door frame outlined in black. Can't really see what's in it because like there should be a door there, but there's nothing there. And it just says "Come hither" at the top.
some kind of magical properties on it, maybe.
Do you have your devil sight is like a detect magic or no? Does it just give you like super
It
duper?
just lets you see in the dark for 120 feet, including through magic. That's it.
Okay, there you
Hmm.
go. Elbauthin, Ferros, and Qrevialur, what are you doing?
If whatever you're trying to find, you're not going to be able to find it by walking around the labyrinth. If we could find whoever controlled this, perhaps they, who've been down here for much longer than we have, could probably lead us in the right direction.
Ferros, no one can hear you but me.
I'm yelling at him very loudly. Also, why have you picked up that urban accent?
What? What?
You sound like one of the weird groups from. Well, I remember the accent from somewhere in Candlekeep. I never liked him though. It's kind of an annoying guy. Anyways, Qrevialur.
No, not which group you speak of.
High elves. High elves, all right? Qrevialur,
Really high.
he's making it impossible, I swear. Qrevialur, what say you?
Why are you even talking to this madman? Why? I mean, he's fucking insane.
All right, why don't you go up with the rest of the group about
No, they've already broken up the party. Fine, I'm gonna switch out. They've already broken up the party.
Oh, thank God.
Very
And there was much
disappointed.
rejoicing. There was much rejoicing.
I thought it was great, man.
I'll give you you know what? If you do it for the rest of the session.
I can't. I really can't do the rest of the session.
Oh.
Really don't want to.
Okay.
But look, like they've broken up the party. Qrevialur is wandering around like a fool, and I don't understand what his mission is, what his plan is, why he's here. But apparently, they decided that his sentence was good enough to send him here with us. So let him wander around, right?
Well-
And then the other two decided to go up north and explore without us. So here's the number one rule, and I don't know. I've been with you guys for quite some time. I don't remember ever breaking up like this.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It's a little strange. But I'm trying to ask Qrevialur, giving him information that whoever we could find who controlled the shield guardian probably knows more about this than we do.
Possible.
Qrevialur?
Am I finally gonna be able to talk? Okay.
No, you vote.
Okay. Um. So, I'm confused as to what you're trying to get me to do. Stare at a dead body for 20 minutes?
No, follow the rest of the group and give us any information that you may have pertaining to it.
It's a dead thing. I don't know what other information you need.
All right.
It's
You've been down
dead.
here longer than us. You've probably seen it before or not?
Yes,
All right. And what did it do before?
the same thing it did now.
Did you kill it?
No,
Is this the same one?
possibly.
Can
Matt,
you look
I look
and
over.
see if
I
there's any
look over.
discerning factors?
I look over at Ferros,
Sure.
and I'm like, "Who the fuck are you talking to, man?"
He's down there. Do you not see him?
Oh, there he is. What were you like whispering into his mind? Or
No, I was. He's not that far away. He's only 60 feet. You can hear me talking to him.
Is it the same one?
Do you want to make an investigation check on it?
Sure,
Go for it.
because I was so politely asked.
Yay.
Oh, shit.
Does it
Okay.
look like the same one?
It looks exactly like the same one.
Okay, he turns his face. Yes, it's the same one.
All right, perfect. Now we have more information. Can we head with the rest of the group?
What was that word? Where are they even? They're
Well,
not
now we
here.
know. Well, now we know for a fact that there is at least one. We don't know if there's any more, so we don't have to worry about that for now. They're up north. We can head to the right, and we can follow them. Right? If you go off alone, what tends to happen is something bad may happen. I know
How do
you're a
you
little
know
bit
which way
prideful.
is north?
I have a compass, and by compass I mean my hand. And I'm pointing that way. That's north.
You get to dictate what's north.
Yes.
Oh,
I have a keen eye for direction.
I didn't ask you, but thanks.
Fuck you.
Jesus
No, that's
Christ.
gross. That is reserved for
Okay.
no.
Guys, move along the hallway. You guys see Talron sort of like looking into a strange sort of niche here. He's been here since
What are you
the
looking
start of your conversation.
I saw her go in here.
You
And
guys
then
look and you see
what
this
happened?
sort of archway. It's just blackness. Above the archway are two words, which says "Come hither." That's it.
And she walked in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I walk in.
I'm gonna
Okay.
throw an unlit torch into her.
Talron
Okay.
walks in and disappears.
Well, that
Well,
was-
shit. I have to go in now.
You control your
Ferros
boyfriend
walks
there a
in
little bit.
and disappears.
Uh-oh. Where on the map are we?
You are not.
TPK. Two more.
Yeah.
Where's everybody? They're all
Qrevialur,
gone except for fucking Qrevi.
Qrevialur, and you, Elbauthin, are the only ones standing in this hallway.
See you, dude.
Qrev. Peace. Whoop. And he jumps into this black hole. Disappears.
Are there any rocks near me?
Sure.
Can you throw a rock at where they were going?
You throw the rock through the hole.
And
Disappears.
it disappears. He's gonna do it again.
Okay. Takes another rock. Throws it through the hole.
Do I hear anything? Do I hear any of them yelling about a rock hitting them?
Nope.
Okay. Well, he's gonna put one hand in.
Okay. You put one hand in, and it pulls you in. And you... Sarah's like, ha! Gotcha, you fucker! Okay. So here's
And that's it. Thank you for joining
And
us.
thank you so much for playing our game. It's been a wonderful campaign. You got to level 1, guys. Good job. No.
Here's
That would've been
next
two more. So
in our
that's literally the
adventures.
first. That's literally the
It's
first
Sword
step of Two
Coast.
Horrors.
Good job, guys. No, here's what happens. Sarah, you see this sort of first, obviously. You step in, and then maybe 2 seconds afterwards, Talron steps in, and then you feel clunk on the back of your head, something like hot and hard that hits you, and you're like, ow! And you look down, and there's a torch on the ground. And Talron, you see Sarah first. Sorry, you don't see Sarah. You see Zeke first. And then stepping in directly after you, Talron, is Ferros, who sort of like bumps into your back. And then after Ferros is Elbauthin. And then immediately after Elbauthin, Elbauthin, you turn and you see like immediately like a rock just comes speeding out of this black archway. You dodge out of the way. It hits Talron right in the back of the head. And then another rock spits out of the hole and goes tumbling into the distance. And all four of you turn. Qrevialur, you step forward into this and see ahead of you your four compatriots. But beyond that, you see a very different vista than you've seen in the last day or so. You see a vast plain. And in that plain of undulating red hills made of some kind of strange sand, you see in front of you a room. The room itself has 3 walls, which are all built directly in front of you, and no roof, so that you can see that there are plains of undulating red sort of sand all behind it in the distance, and it goes on forever. And the world, as far as you can tell, has sort of shrunk to what you can see. It's as far as you can see are these sort of strange red misty hills. Inside this room, however, is directly in front of you is a portrait of a man who you have, or almost all of you, have never seen before. He has this sort of strange, scraggly beard and wild silver and gray hair. And he is just sort of, in this portrait, he has his fingers, which have long fingernails, and he sort of has them steepled like this. And his eyes have this sort of strange feeling of looking out of the portrait at all of you. They sort of shine with this weird, ethereal madness. What's more unsettling is that directly underneath that portrait is the same individual as in the portrait. And he is sitting in a high-backed chair reading some sort of book. And he sees you as he looks up from this book, and he puts the book down on the ground, and he has this very strange look on his face, which breaks into a sort of humongous yellow-toothed grin, and says, "Well, don't just stand there like a boob. 3 questions of this lair of mine you can ask. Twice the answer will be true, and once false. And be quick about it. The show must go on."
Where can I find a black stone that I'm looking for? It's hold on, DM.
The Black Stone?
It's a rune stone. A fragment of rune stone.
The Rune Stone. You'll find the Rune Stone deep underground, far, far from here.
Well, where?
No,
No, don't waste the questions.
No, don't waste the questions. No.
No, that was one question.
No.
Where is the... I asked where it was.
Yeah, you asked where it is. He said deep underground. That's a question. You don't want to waste more than 2
That's
other
not
questions.
an answer.
His eyes just like flit from you to Elbauthin to all 4 of you, and he goes, "This is really exciting."
Who is this guy?
Well, Qrevialur,
Is
you
this
wanted to
your
find
dungeon?
something.
He says, yes, I love bringing people together.
Qrevialur, ask him. I know you want to. You said you wanted to find something.
Well, it's not here.
But how do you
So,
know?
Perhaps you could get more information as to where it is by asking.
You just gonna tell me the same thing you told Elfie Boy.
Maybe, maybe not. You don't know.
She's not anywhere here.
He like arches his neck at you, and you can hear like just like tiny little cracks as his spine sort of readjusts itself. One
I
more
roll-
question.
Oh.
I look at Qrevialur, I look at the old guy, and I say, is his wife somewhere in Undermountain?
His face sort of like focuses on Qrevialur for a sec, and his eyes sort of focus a little too long. She's dead.
Well, at least we know which one's not true.
I nod at Elbauthin and I say, I'm with you.
The mage, which is clear from his accoutrement and his potential power surging from him, he sort of gives you this yellow smirk at all five of you, and he says, "Oh, I'm so hopeful for you, five. You're mine. You've always been mine. Since the day you learned to crawl. Your life has led you here. I've led you here." He spreads his hands across his lap, and he continues. "Well, you're in the great game now. I'm supposing you want to know the rules.
Sure.
They're quite simple. You die, you lose. You win, you get your freedom. And whoever survives, you'll get a wish. Just for you. Anything you can imagine. I can suppose that some of you can imagine quite a lot. And to win, you, and he points like this awful knotted finger at the five of you, you have to reach my lair. 23 levels below this delightful madhouse of mine. And then for a second, again, that sort of same stare, like he stares out into nothingness, almost as if he's not really there. He's gone for a second. And he says, "The game has been set, ladies and gentlemen." His accent has totally changed. "Ladies and gentlemen, fiends and friends, give it up for our contestants on this season of the Mad Mage's Dungeon." And then, like, for a second, there's this strange sound that you don't really quite understand. You hear applause. You hear, like, a couple of, like, and, like, then more applause, and then more applause, just, like, echoing from everywhere. Like, you just hear, like, and, like, you just hear, like, just complete, like, cheers. You hear your names being cheered, like, Qrevialur, the dog, Elbauthin, oh, there's Zeke. And then back to the wizard, he says, "Might they brave the horrors of Undermountain and emerge victorious."
Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to do that. Never mind.
Okay.
I was clapping, by the way.
Oh, you were clapping?
Oh, I back off my. Oh, whoops.
That's okay.
Apparently, I got no fans.
Oh no, your name is definitely heard too, Talron.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry,
Sorry.
Talron. You have a fan.
You've got at least one fan.
Very close fan.
And then he says, like he just turns to one side as if he's looking at someone completely not there. And he says, "We'll be right back after these brief commercial announcements." And then the strangest thing, you guys start to hear music. And like the lights in this whole place just like flash. And like you just hear
What? What?
It's the strangest thing. Out of nowhere, the man disappears, his whole room disappears, and you just see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in rows, just like throughout this space now, and they're all just like going, and they're like insane with glee on their faces. Like some of them are crying, they're so happy. And they're just consistently clapping, and you see above their heads like the word applause in giant red lighting.
Ferros, I'm scared.
Do they all have yellow teeth?
Oh, sorry.
No, none of them have yellow teeth, but they're of all different races, which is very strange.
I'm sorry. Are we being watched? What is?
It sure seems like it.
What the hell's going on?
None of it's real.
Actually, it might be, you guys.
I think things around us are probably. Well, I have a few guesses.
No,
Well, no,
it's
so
just gonna
I.
Did Sarah
My
freeze?
secrets card with everybody.
Oh, her audio's going nuts.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So, how do I share my card from the secrets deck if I want to share it with everybody else?
That's a great question. Let me see if I can. I think if you...
If not, I can just read it.
You can just read it, certainly.
All right, so I pull out the card and I say, I got this from Durnan back when we were on the surface. And, come on. It says, the Mad Mage... Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, just checking. The Mad Mage has transformed an entire level of Undermountain into a proving ground for adventurers who seek to reach the deepest layers of the dungeon and the treasures hidden within. At the end of this underground obstacle course waits the greatest challenge of all, Netherskull the Death Tyrant, an undead beholder that hates wizards above all. Sorry, Talron.
Wait, a death tyrant and a beholder?
The Death Tyrant is an undead beholder that really doesn't like wizards. So if this is that, we're gonna have to keep an eye on you at the end.
All right, I believe the card, but I don't believe any of these people are real.
They could
Okay.
be dead
yeah.
spirits. Who knows?
So here's what I'm going to do. As you guys are hearing this like applause just completely echoing off the walls, I would like... Ferros, I'd like you to roll a 1d100, please.
Oh.
What happened? I'm sorry, I lost it.
71. Okay, cool. As you guys are explaining what's on this card, you hear a booming voice like echo through this crowd, and it sounds like sort of an announcery kind of voice, and it says, "This episode of Dungeon of the Mad Mage is brought to you by a Dwemer Core. Dwemer Core is accepting applications from all wizards and magi. If you have what it takes to study at Toral's premier subterranean university, then, well, what are you waiting for? And by the Legion of Azrock. The Legion of Azrock needs you. The banners wave and the trumpets call. Serve a cause greater than yourself and pledge your fealty to Warlord Azrock in the realms of Stromkuldor."
Okay, seriously, are we really being watched?
And then, like, the voice just fades away, and the music starts to fade away.
Is this being broadcasted? What the fuck?
And then you guys feel the strange sensation of yourself being pulled, and you are now back in the space that you were, then you just left.
The shit. What?
Yeah, that was probably real in some ways.
The bloody fuck just happened?
Creepy magic by the guy who.
What?
Is it trapped?
You look at it with a 16 investigation. You do not think that this door is trapped.
Are we back where we started? I'm sorry,
we were
I
doing
sound
passive
again.
investigation.
Yeah, I said with a 20. Yeah, I didn't realize until you told me. But yeah, you're going
We
to the
are-
door.
Yeah, open it.
Okay.
Open
We
the
are
door.
back to where we.
You are exactly back to where you were before. Here, I'll shift ping you. Boom. You open the door.
Thanks.
Creak. It opens up.
What the shit was that all about?
Well, clearly he wanted to announce that we're being watched
I
by him.
don't think those people were fake.
Like I said, it's entirely possible they were dead spirits or something.
I think they were not themselves.
That's also the case.
They seemed too into it. Almost as if they weren't doing what they wanted to do.
I mean, yeah, he's a powerful spellcaster. He probably just made them do that.
But so many.
Yeah.
Well,
Or he just
not-
created an illusion. I say that from stealth, man.
It could also be an illusion.
What? Why do you keep doing that?
well, regardless, we aren't really gonna be getting any answers anytime soon, unless we continue moving.
I am now with the lizard. Let's go.
Hey.
Oh, I say it with love.
Aw.
Is this a door or anything in front of us? What is that?
Yes, that is an open door.
Okay. I thought you just phased through it like.
All right. Eeny, meeny, miny.
Don't step on my
moe.
tail, Talron.
Here we go
Stop
again.
stepping on my tail.
You stepped on my
Don't wonder why I wandered on.
Open, please.
Okay. Yes, this door does not seem to be trapped.
Thanks.
And you... what do you hear behind it?
Perceive.
Yes, I was going to say, go ahead and I'm not going to use... what's your passive perception? 15? 16? 15, right? 15, what I remember. Cool. All right. Let's see.
You
Whoops,
said it was
I-
higher than 15. What was
No,
the
no, no.
passive?
It was 15. His passive was 15. Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. What do you hear behind this door? Boop, 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 boo. With a 15, you don't hear anything.
How about with us? Oh wait, never
How
mind.
about with a 25?
Oh my god.
About 25, eh? 25. It's pretty good. Crit. Yeah, you hear with a 25, you put your ear directly to the door. And you're like, shh. I
What?
think.
Rats!
You think you can hear some movement inside, but it sounds like echoey.
Guys, there's movement inside. It sounds
That's us.
echoey.
We're moving inside.
On the other
No.
side of the door.
The other side of the door.
Then why? Let's
Nah.
go.
I say this from stealth.
Okay, you are very, very quiet, but they still can see you.
Qrevialur's gonna open it.
Okay, Qrevialur, you open the door. You open the
He's
door.
gonna continue as he continues to talk quietly.
Sure.
Oh.
You see a 30-foot wide.
Going to wait here.
As you walk into this room, you see that this room is about 30 feet wide and about 30 feet tall, actually, too. And you see that there is also about 20 feet down from where you are a pit, a 10-foot by 10-foot square pit. To your right, Qrevialur, you see that there is a carving in the wall. It's like a cross-section map You're not quite sure what it depicts, but it seems to have lots of different sort of like levels going from the top, which seems to be the surface of whatever you're looking at, all the way down 23 hollowed out map levels stacked below it.
And if only we had a cartographer.
May I examine it?
Absolutely. Make an investigation
Nobody
check.
got that? Oh, I'm so sad.
I didn't even hear it. What'd you say?
I guess we need a cartographer.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Make a what again?
What are you trying to do? You're just going to examine it?
Yeah.
Yeah, make an investigation check. That's fine.
Oh man, I wish I was good.
Wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller.
How about my passive investigation?
I am short. Too damn tall.
Hey, you're tall enough. All right.
Oh.
How about my passive investigation, Matt?
What's it, 20?
Yes.
Okay. You look at it and you're like, You take some time and you examine the map. And you think that this must be some kind of side view of Undermountain.
I turn to the rest of the party. This is a side view of Undermountain.
Do you have something in your throat?
Yeah, is everything all right?
Yeah,
Your
like
mother.
You have the mother in your throat?
Wow, constructive. Can we figure out where we are on that map?
There's no big arrow that says you are
No, but
here,
I mean,
unfortunately.
Like, can we look at it and maybe like look for the pit?
I mean,
Yes,
we're
trying to.
probably well, no, it's a side view, so it's not going to show
That's
the
right.
pit.
So yeah, this right here is the map. It's actually on the wall here, right
Oh,
there.
over there.
I look down the
And
pit.
clearly, I'll reach to the top if I can, or close to the top, or point to the top at least.
So
We're up there.
Mm-hmm. So you look down in the pit, Talron, and you see that there's sort of. It looks to be about 30 feet deep, and you look down in the bottom of this pit, the sides of which are smooth, and you look down and you see some rubble, and as well, you see a humanoid figure at the very bottom of it, and he or she or it is lying on its side, sort of like in a fetal position.
Ferros! Ferros! Come here! I see someone down there.
I look over the edge too.
You see as well some figure at the very bottom of the pit.
Kraw, you're very quiet.
Hey,
You scream down, "Hey!" into the pit?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. When you do so, the humanoid figure at the bottom of it sort of stirs. Like you see its arms or head sort of move. And like look up. And move its eyes or its hand in front of its eyes, looking up at you like this. Who is that?
Just a couple of guys wandering around this godforsaken place.
Copper, is that you? His voice is really scratchy sounding.
I don't know who Copper is now.
Yes, it's Copper.
Okay.
Make a deception check. Elbauthin. Okay.
What guild are we part of again?
Let me see if he makes his insight check on that. Son of a bitch. All right. You hear from the bottom of the pit, Copper, just throw me a rope.
How did you get yourself down there?
His face, of which you can sort of barely see because his hands in front of his eyes. He's sort
I'm
of.
not looking at him. I'm stealthed.
Those of you who are looking down on him from the top of the pit, sort of his face sort of just goes, "What do you mean? How did I get down here? You know very well how I got down here, Copper."
You
Yeah,
idiot.
but he hasn't told us.
I
Fill
have.
me in.
Can I just Can I just respond to them so
Sure.
that I don't get caught? Give me a second. I got hit over the head. I don't remember what happened.
I just face palm over here.
I
make,
will also.
make a deception check for me there.
Dude, I can't make deception checks for every. Come on, man. Just assume.
Well, you're
It's a different lie. It's a different lie.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
He says,
should be at advantage because the first one was.
he says, it's a male voice that you hear from the bottom of the pit. He says, "You're not copper at all, are you?" And he moves his hand away from his eyes, and his eyes adjust to the light. I think one of you guys has a light, right? From what I remember.
I can see him with dark vision. I don't have a light, no.
I'll cast dancing lights down in the pit so we can see him.
I mean, I have double sight, so...
Okay. You
He got
see...
some nice strobe lights.
Yeah, sure. So the lights sort of like go down into the pit 30 feet, and you see that this figure is wearing like ragged, sort of chainmail and sort of white vestments that are just completely dirty and filthy. What's worse is that his hand has like flesh that's just like coming off in like little ribbons. And as he moves his hand away from his face, you see that it is completely sallow and just completely sunken into the cheeks. And you see just like sinews here. And instead of where his eyes, or normal eyes would be, you see just hollow sockets.
Oh, well, that's disturbing.
And he says, "Who are you?"
I don't know why Elbauthin lied to you.
I'm gonna try and lie again.
Okay. What are you going to say?
Said I'm Kevin. I got hit over the head. I told you.
I
Clearly... Sorry.
No, go ahead. You said I'm...
He's clearly a bad liar.
Okay.
No, guys, could you stop and let me use my deception?
You rolled a natural 1 last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it again. Since I have to lie again, I'm gonna
Go ahead.
lie again.
Go ahead. Lie again.
I got hit over the head.
Okay. Pretty good.
Okay.
And what do you say?
The same thing. I told you.
Well, if you're saying the same thing and you're not saying anything different, then I can't take the new roll.
Okay, I'm gonna say something different.
Okay, what are you going to say?
I'm gonna say, I don't know what happened to me the last few weeks.
Okay, cool. He says, "Listen, I don't know if you have copper up there, and he just sounds really different, but I need to know who all of you are up there."
Can you at least help me out and tell me who you are?
Yeah, my name is Haleth. Haleth Gark.
All right, Haleth. I'm Ferros. Ferros Dechanka. I'm sorry about the weird introduction.
I'm Talron.
Your eyes are hollow. What is that?
Give him a little.
1 second, Ferros. I have a card. Give me 1 second, please.
Okay.
That was a giant text thing.
Did he say his name was Hallister?
No, his name was Haleth Gark.
Where did that text go?
I turned it off just because it was like right in the way, so I didn't know if you guys wanted to see that or not. If you do, you can just double click it and it'll show up. I think that was somebody's secret. I wasn't sure if somebody meant to do that.
Yeah, no, it was a similar name that's in the card.
Got it.
I'm just hoping it's not a lich, right?
Okay. Well, I'm sure there are ways of you guys determining that.
Why are your eyes hollow? I'm sorry to ask out. I'll grab my rope out of my back. Hold me.
He says, "My eyes are hollow, probably because I'm dead."
Oh, then how are you talking to me? You're dead.
It's a great question. I guess, my God wants me to find a way of getting back at the people who did this to me.
Do I think he's lying?
Make an insight check. Ferros, you don't think he's lying. Same thing for you, Elbauthin.
Well, I'm lowering the rope. I start lowering because I believe
You know
him.
what? I'm gonna try
Any
to
chance you can say
roll.
what God? I'll start lowering the rope.
Never mind.
Yeah, he says, let me actually tell you. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly. Where are you?
And subsequently, if he gives me a God, I want to figure out what it is.
Sure. Where is he?
Where is the handout, by the way?
Where's what handout?
The NPC.
Not as of yet.
No, there's no handout. Just the icon on the map.
Right, just the little doodly-doo right here, this guy.
Right.
As the rope is being lowered, I say, what did the people do to you?
Well, he's answering the God question first, but yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
he says his
sound
god
over.
is no problem. He says well, the goddess Joaquin, obviously. Can't you tell? And he points at his tabard on his chest, and
Do I
there's
happen to know
the
this
symbol.
in my knowledge of religion?
You can make a religion check, absolutely.
Ah, shit.
Paladin with no religion skills. With a 13, you're able to discern. Yeah, actually, it seems like the symbol on his tabard is indeed that of Joaquin.
Do I know what the God is?
Oh, what Joaquin is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
sure.
God
With a
is.
13, yeah, you have sort of a bare inkling of what Joaquin is. Joaquin is the goddess of wealth, for the most part.
Okay. Oh, I remember this now. Okay.
I mean, I was gonna make a religion thing as well, but
Sure, go for it. Let's see if you can discern anything else from Joaquin. Yeah, here. Okay, now I bring up Google, and I look up Joaquin because I just can't know everything about everything, folk. I mean, just he's Joaquin. Here we go. Joaquin. With a 23, Talron, Joaquin is a lesser deity. This is like described in the voice of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Here we go.
God.
Joaquin is a lesser deity of the Ferunian pantheon known as the Merchant's Friend, Liberty's Maiden, and the Golden Lady. Her portfolio included everything related to commerce and the accumulation of wealth through free and fair trade, as well as the beneficial use of wealth to improve civilization. Those who venerated and appeased her included merchants from lowly peddlers to the wealthy owners of trading companies, investors, accountants, entrepreneurs, caravan guides, warehouse owners, philanthropists, deal makers, money lenders, and so on. Okay. There you go.
So you dealt with a lady of fortune.
No, the Lady of Fortune is a god, completely different god. That's Timora.
Oh well, it was a metaphor, but you know. Just,
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
Because that's what basically that I.
No,
that's what.
Talon, that's someone else. And
I know,
finish-
but it's a metaphor.
I'll lower the rope.
Okay, you lower the rope,
I
and
still want to ask him, who did what to you?
okay. He says, "Let me climb up the rope, and I'll tell you." And you guys watch. Are you going to hold the rope?
I'm holding it, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
you hold the rope.
backing away.
Okay. Ferros, make a strength check.
Can I make
Matt,
an
I'm
athletics
still
check?
stealth, by the way. Just to let you know.
Say again, Elbauthin.
I am still stealthed.
Super duper.
Can I make an athletics check?
Yeah, absolutely.
May,
Athletics.
May I help him?
Absolutely. You get advantage.
Oh, shit. Holy shit, that was close.
Thank goodness. Yeah, you're able to hoist up this individual out of the pit. And as he does so, you just feel this like steely iron grip your shoulder as he pulls himself out, Ferros. And he stands about 6 feet tall. You see that his ears are slightly pointy. His hair is a fucking mess. And like part of his scalp is hanging off of his head. And he's just like, and he just sort of like smooths it down like this. And he goes, I've been down in that pit for God knows how long.
Well, whoever copper is in here, so I don't know who that is.
Copper Stormforge and the rest of the fucking assholes who did this to me. Well, they'll all get what's coming to them.
Is that like a curse that bestowed upon you, or?
You're out of the pit. What did they do?
So, I guess it's worth noting, and he takes his hands out of his pockets, and like you just see the like skeletal fingers, and he makes this friends. We're known as the Fine Fellows of Daggerford. We were an adventuring party. Probably not unlike yourselves. And he's like, his head just sort of like creaks as he like spins to see the ones that are not stealthed. And says, well, seems that they wanted more than just their share. So, the last thing I remember is a sharp blow to the back of my head, and then falling. And then, after that, I awoke. Like this. And I've been down in that pit ever since.
Well, clearly I can't really tell if it was before or after the death curse was dealt with.
Oh, yeah, that death curse happened long before this shit happened to me.
How long have you been down there?
Oh, okay.
Days, maybe. I don't know.
Do I happen to have any? Okay, so he's an undead. I assume, right? I'll guess with divine sense first of all, just to check.
So let's take a look here at what are these
I believe it's
creatures?
just undead. Well, real quick, don't say anything because it may. Okay, you know the type of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity.
It is. So you look at Haleth, and Haleth, when you look through your eyes at Haleth, he indeed does register as undead.
Okay, and knowing he's undead, have I ever experienced any undead that like just died and came back shortly after, or heard about it in Candlekeep? Perhaps?
You can make a religion check or a history check.
I mean,
Well,
there was
I'm good
also
at one of those.
I mean, there was also
I'm
Schultz.
not that good.
True. You do have Chult. With a 13 on history, you don't know much about these creatures, but you have read about them. They're called revenants. They're a relatively powerful kind of undead in that they are created when an awful event occurs to a being of great faith and power. And some greater purpose, most likely revenge against the individual or individuals that made this event occur, imbues that creature with an undead life, which is interminable until that purpose comes to fruition. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually know what it is, so I just wanted to.
Oh, I know you do, but
Yeah.
sort of explaining to everyone
Ferros
else.
doesn't really know exactly. Okay, cool. Alright.
So your group just so happened to stab you from behind and left you to die, then
He says, not stab. And he points to the back of his skull where his scalp is like hanging by a flap. And he sort of like, he opens it up to you and you see that there's just like a shattered skull and the brain is just like leaking out.
oh, I did not need to see that.
He
I
says,
think
But regardless, though, what
well,
we
he's a revenant. I think I'm not sure exactly. I mean, it makes sense, kind of. I'm not super well versed in them. But you died, and you came back, and you said your god helped you, or whatever. So, unless anyone else knows more about revenant than I do, I kind of skipped the necromancy class.
So, what do you remember before, like, well, before the unfortunate event occurred to you?
what happened before? Sure, I and my compatriots were talking about how to divvy up the treasure that we'd find down here. And then, Midna and Rex, they were just, talking shit. Rex wanted at least a third to himself because he said that he was taking all the damage from all these creatures down here, so he deserved it more than I did. And I said, no, I'm healing you. And Midna said, I'm stabbing things left and right, and you're not doing shit. And then Rex and Midna got into a fight, and then I said, guys, stop. And the next thing you know, I get smacked in the back of the head, and I feel two hands pushing me down in the pit.
So, okay, maybe. I mean, I don't remember exactly. Do you have a feeling of like a purpose you want to do? I don't know exactly the wording.
He leans into you real close, Ferros, and he says, yeah, I got a purpose. Kill every last one of those fuckers.
All right, that makes sense. Well, if you want to at least see them again and whatever you want to do, maybe kill them. I mean, best to be with us then. Otherwise, you're just going to be walking around aimlessly.
He looks up at the wall and he says, huh, it's funny, I didn't even see that until now.
Oh, yeah, we just found it.
Yeah. He says, it's Undermountain.
Yeah. Sounds like you have a pretty uptight personality. You're not trying to get in any fights with us. I feel like it would be easier for you to find your former allies.
He just kind of ignores you for a second, Ferros, and walks over to the wall. And he runs his skeletal fingers over it. And he's like, that's interesting. And he moves over for the first level down to the second level. Down to the third level. And he moves his fingers over and he just dusts off the wall. And he sees that there is a flaming skull next to the level as it's sort of outlined.
Huh.
Something I didn't sort of bring to the fore was Elbauthin, in your investigation of this wall just before they started to talk with this individual, you saw two things. There are 23 levels outlined here, none of which have any names or anything like that. But the only thing that you could discern that was different from all of these different levels were the 16th level and the 23rd, which is the very lowest level. The 16th level had a relief of a comet next to it, like a shooting star almost. And the 23rd level, the lowest level, had a relief of a tower with a tiny, teeny rune engraved above it. And just as you were about to move your hands to sort of investigate this rune, that's when they found Haleth.
Okay, so 16th level had a tower.
The 16th level had a comet. The 23rd level had a tower with a rune over it. And as Haleth Gark has just found, the third level has a flaming skull next to it.
Which level has the flaming skull?
The third level. Anything you guys want to do?
Well, how would you? I mean, obviously you plan on going to kill them. Wouldn't it be easiest to get to them with us?
He says, he turns and you just hear cracking bone and sinew just sliding. He says, if you're willing to kill them with me, then yeah, I'll go along with you.
All right.
Well, you said it.
What? Ferros is agreeing to murder 5 people he doesn't know?
It does seem out of character.
I just look over at Ferros real quickly, trying to see if he's playing along with him or
I turn
if...
to him and look. I stare.
Do I need to make some kind of check to see, like, if I can tell if he's just playing along with this guy?
You can make an insight check.
Let me roll this to Matt, so you can't say if it's either one.
Okay.
Works
for me.
Natural 20.
You have a distinct feeling, Talron, that
I'm not saying everything.
everything that this guy has told you is 100.
I thought you were looking at me.
Nope, I was taking Talron because you just got a natural 20.
No, I thought Talron was looking at me.
Yeah, I was looking at Ferros.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Let me be clearer. Go ahead and restate what it is that you were trying to insight check.
I was trying to insight on Ferros to see if he's just playing along with.
Oh, I see.
This
yeah, that
new
is.
Guy.
I gotcha. So, Ferros, do you want to tell him if he beats your roll or not?
Oh, absolutely he does.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm not telling all the truth. It is somewhat truthful though.
Okay.
So it definitely is playing along.
Kind of. I mean, not entirely.
Okay.
Matt, I'll do an insight check to see if he's telling the truth.
Sure. Okay.
I'd like to do an insight check on his insight check.
What the fuck?
I'd like to see if he actually cares or if he's just doing this.
I'm gonna go ahead and veto that one, Krev, because I don't think that you can be like he's like looking at him and then like Krev is like looking at Elbauthin, looking at him. He's like
Elbauthin is stealth anyway.
First of all, you can't see me.
Yeah, that's true because he's stealth. So here's the deal. I'll go with the fact that Elbauthin, you know, in your time really sort of sussing out this subject, this perp, even though his features have been almost entirely eliminated by rot, he still has the semblances of humanoid around him, so you can pick up on certain tells. And from your 24 insight check, you can determine that this individual is telling the absolute. And that's where we're going to take our break, guys. We'll come back here in 5 minutes, and we'll be back to tell everybody what it is that Elbauthin sees in his insight check. Until then, I hope you guys all stay with us. We'll be back in 5 minutes. See you soon. All right, we're back. How's everybody doing? Cool. So, we have said for a long time now that if we got 20 followers, we'd do a giveaway in chat after the break. Well, that is now. And I have just recently gone ahead and opened up my little Streamlabs OBS chatbot here. And for those of you who would like to enter the raffle, I'll tell you what your prize will be if you win. Right now, there are only 2 viewers in chat, so hey, 50% chance of winning if you go ahead and do this, but you'll be winning this, which is a WizKids Mini of, I think this is the 8th series. This is the, it's probably backwards, yeah. This is this is the, what is this, Human Fighter? Yeah, this is the new Human Fighter. He's pretty cool looking. He's got a, one has like a great sword, and the other guy has got this sort of sword and shield, and you can take a look at his sword is sort of kind of cool, like illuminated, like almost like a flaming sword kind of thing. So that's really dope.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Ferros.
Hey, except he's not a tiefling, but he's a human. Or he's speaking infernal, so it's like because everything's backwards. So here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and open up the giveaway for those of you guys who want it. Just type, the command is !raffle. And if you just type !raffle only once, and let's see if this thing works. And if it doesn't work, it does work?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We were messing around in the chat.
Oh, don't you dare.
It.
Yeah, you guys are not available to do this. So if you just type !raffle in chat, then it may, in fact, enter you for this raffle, and therefore you may win. And if nobody enters the raffle, then I get to keep this mini. Until next week. And hopefully we'll have more people to do this.
Nice semicolon, Drakon.
You're welcome. I thought it added emphasis.
There we go. We got one person so far.
Hey, you could be a winner.
You could be a winner.
All you need to do is type !.
Okay. Yes. There are 2 viewers. Bingo Bob, it's between you and another guy. So I don't know who this other guy is. Whether he's in chat and can hear me and wants to enter the raffle. But if it's
like
not,
you can look at the viewer list or something, Matt.
I could look at the viewer list, but I'm not going to call people out and be like, hey, you, enter the raffle, asshole, because what the fuck are you doing not listening to me enter the raffle? But yeah, I'm going to close the raffle, and it's going to pick a winner, and I think it's going to pick the winner that was the only winner that entered the raffle.
And his name is...
And, come on, pick a winner. Okay, I guess I have to fix this Streamlabs chatbot because it doesn't seem to do anything. But hey, Bingo Bob, congratulations, man. Or lady. I don't even know. Bob could be a female name.
Assuming their gender.
I'm assuming a gender here, which is Bingo Bob, you have won this raffle. Thank you so much for participating in our raffle. Yay, you've won something. I know when I felt such joy in winning raffles on Twitch for the very first time. I had never won anything before, and the chances of me winning anything from any of these big ass raffles where you're like Critical Role, where you're like 1 in 65,000, that just doesn't happen. Because hell, it's like the chances are just like astronomical. But hey, man, you identify as robot. That's fantastic. I'm sorry that they just. I think that they all just beat the shit out of. You guys just all beat the shit out of Bingo Bob earlier tonight.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
No, definitely didn't happen.
All right. So, Bingo Bob, do me a favor. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna send you a direct message, and we'll get you. We're gonna get. Oh, they are disabled in pop-out chat. That's interesting. What I'm gonna do.
Shipping and handling provided by.
Yeah.
Today's sponsor, water.
Water, yeah. I will be shipping you this miniature via water. What? No. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I will be messaging you, Bingo Bob, and once you get the message from me, we'll just deal with the shipping information soon. We'll get that to you as soon as possible. But until then, enjoy the rest of the stream. So let's get back to it, folks. What do you find, Elbauthin, when you do your insight check on this individual? You find that he's telling the truth, 100%. Everything that he said up until now hasn't been a lie. It's the truth.
All right, with that, I come out of stealth.
Poof. Elbauthin appears.
And I simply state, I refuse to participate in the murder of any individuals. So if you guys decide to do that, you're on your own. I can arrest, I can investigate, but I won't be participating in the murder of any individuals.
This undead, shall we call him, person, looks at you and says, "It's not murder, it's justice."
Well, it's justice when it goes before a judge. And I'm not judge.
A judge
And you're
in
not
Undermountain.
judge.
In Undermountain.
This
It's fine.
place
It's outside of my jurisdiction. It's fine.
is
I'm not participating in the murder of anybody.
the laws of this place don't subsume to the laws of Waterdeep.
Right, that's fine. I'm not going to participate in the murder of anyone I don't know. I don't know what happened to you, and all I have are your circumstances to go on.
Well, he just explained what had just happened to him. He just got
I
stabbed in the back of the head.
That yeah, that's great. So someone walks up to you and says they got scalped in the back of the head. You gonna go murder them?
Well, if it's a
You're gonna go
revenant,
murder people, scalp them?
if it's a revenant who's being who was summoned back by a god,
That's
I
meta.
mean-
I don't know what a revenant is.
You're looking at one.
I don't know what a revenant is. I'm looking at an undead creature that's telling me to go hunt down a party of living creatures.
Look, point being, we're still stuck with each other, regardless of whether we want him with us or not. But luckily, it looks like he's joining us for the time being until we can deal with wherever his situation is.
Right, on the condition that we help murder his previous party. Right?
Ferros?
I mean, he calls it murder, but that's because he wants to go to a judge in Waterdeep. So you can't really bring them to a judge. And they did try to kill a person.
Well,
And they succeeded. Actually, they succeeded in killing him.
Zeke, you're not going through.
Your mic's muted.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
God, technology is not my friend today.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
It's been the entire episode today.
I shake
don't
myself
know.
off a little bit, and I'm like, sorry guys, I have been a little out of it since the whole jelly monster thing, but I'm feeling much more myself. Why do we need him to come with us? I mean, no
Yeah.
offense to you, sir. We got you out of the pit, and that's great, and you had a really rough time. What do we get out of this equation?
He helps
You
us
come
out.
with us and we kill people for you. What's the benefit to us for helping you kill people?
He
helps
sort
us
of like
out.
he looks in your direction, Zeke, and he says, "Well, clearly you guys are down here for the same reason that we were. The same reason that most people in Undermountain are down here for. Fortune and glory, right?"
No.
That's what she's down
No.
there for, but I'm not down here for that.
Please
No,
stop
I'm not
judging me
done.
when you don't know me. No, my question is, if we're down here for fortune and glory, you clearly didn't succeed at that.
He says, "Thanks for noticing the obvious. But what I can tell you is this. My former compatriots took what belongings I have. I don't have my holy symbol of Joaquin. I don't have my supplies with me, so they clearly have all my belongings, including a map that I got. That map is of the 3rd level. You kill them, you'll find the map and their belongings, and then you can keep it.
And how long ago did they kill you?
He doesn't know.
Probably 4 or 5 days, I'm guessing.
I look at the map like again, even though it's like sideways.
On the wall?
So you said it's on the
3rd floor. Like,
That's the map I had.
Shit,
Listen,
might-
I have no problem attacking things that attack me and killing them.
If I can,
Or attacking.
Hey, you
my
don't say that
partner,
twice. Even things that don't attack you, you'll kill first.
Modron.
Oh,
Modron.
So, less drama. And anyway, but look, I don't mind tagging along as long as I'm not expected to just outright assassinate anybody. I'm not doing that.
What's up here?
Okay, there's a door there, Qrevialur.
Well, Haleth, some of my compatriots seem to not care for you. And that's good, because I don't care for those compatriots either. I'm just trying to help everyone out who needs it.
Actually, you're.
I love how much you put words in my mouth.
Is this door
It's
locked?
delightful.
You're a fucking hypocrite.
I'm not a
Straight
hypocrite.
Yes, Ferros is a hypocrite.
For what?
You call me a murderer for taking out an inanimate Modron, right?
Well, not inanimate. It was
that we
alive.
needed- I don't give a shit. That we needed to that we needed to take out to pass.
You don't know
In
that.
other words,
Like a
yes,
Zeke,
we do know that. I know that with certainty. And here you sit here and agree to kill 5 people, and you don't know. You just go based on the fact that this man is a revenant.
That's correct.
Yeah, bullshit. I call bullshit on that. You're a hypocrite.
That's all right. He's a revenant. He's not lying. They killed him.
So let him kill whoever killed him.
That doesn't sound like a city watchman to me. Someone who wants
Okay?
justice.
Did all 5? This is not my jurisdiction, man. This is not Waterdeep.
Sure.
As
Did
they're
all 5
arguing-
people- Did all 5 people kill? Did all 5 people kill him? Was it everyone?
Zeke, Mom and
Every one
Dad
of those
are
5 people that
arguing.
killed him?
I
Which
turned to Haleth.
one was the one that struck the fatal
I
blow?
turned to Haleth. Look at him. Did they all agree to kill you?
I don't know. They bashed me in the back of the skull. Pushed me
They
down this
all
pit.
bashed him in the back of the skull, right? So we're gonna kill the entire party.
Well,
of guys?
clearly they didn't try to help him. He was still in the pit. They probably didn't go. And if they went down, they probably just left him down there to die. They
Well,
didn't care
then you
about
can
him.
go ahead and commit to the Revenant's goal.
As they're
Go for
arguing,
it.
I cast message to Haleth and say, "Are you sure you want to come along with us?"
He says
'Cause it's
back
always
to
like-
you. He says back to you. He goes, "You guys sound just like us right before I got smashed in the back of the skull."
I kind of
Qrevialur looks behind him like he's behind him.
no, none of you can hear that.
Yeah, that was a
all
message.
psychic.
That was a
Oh, okay.
message.
That
Well,
was-
he still looks behind him. He just gets that chilling feeling.
Yeah, he gets like a
That-
prickle on his arms. He's like, "Someone's
I
talking
kind of
about
look
me."
at Haleth and I kind of shrug and nod, like, yeah, basically. And then
Had
I
that
just,
Modron perhaps killed one of his friends.
and I'm gonna
how
go
about it?
wander over to where Qrevialur is and see what's up with this doorway.
All right.
Perhaps it'd be a different story if the Modron had killed one of his friends.
I've been trying to open this door during this entire argument, but it just doesn't seem to open.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
know that was the case. Sorry, Qrevialur. I didn't hear that you said you wanted to
will
open the
help you
door.
out. I will help you out, Hal, if you want to join us. Feel free to join us if you want to.
I kind of glance over my shoulder and I say, I'm not promising to kill anybody. I'm not promising I won't kill anybody, but I'm willing to see how it goes.
Okay. As you reach out for the doorknob of this door, you hear from across the room, you hear like a click, and you look over, and Haleth has his finger on the tower. And he's pushed the tower like a button in. And as he does so, the tiny glyph, the tiny rune above the tower, it glows. And a magical, disembodied voice fills the room and says, "Gate access to Hallister's tower from level 23 only."
What?
And like Haleth looks up at the room, he's like, "What the fuck was that?"
You're the one who pushed the whatever.
I didn't know what I was doing. I just pushed the button.
Is there any other buttons on that wall?
I wander back over to the comet and press the comet.
When you press the comet, it also pushes in like a button. And you hear, again, the same voice filling the room. And it says, "Gate access to Star Dock from level 16 only."
I tried the flaming skull.
You click the flaming skull. It clicks in. and you hear the same disembodied voice say, "Gate access to Skullport disabled."
God damn it.
Wait, so that was floor 16? Or
Skullport was at the skull. The flaming skull was on 3.
oh, then oh wow, Skullport's actually not that far away.
That's only 2 floors down.
Hell, I mean,
This is still 1 floor.
well, still 2 floors. I mean,
It's
still gotta
closer
deal
than
with this.
everything else.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Oh,
pass
well.
through it anyway.
Well, sweet. I wonder what Skullport's like.
I'm sorry to say, they probably don't have cheese fry.
Oh,
They have
I
skull
know.
fries. Yay!
yes.
You realize that's canon now. Now I have to go have
Skull fries.
fries.
Yeah, it's like the Kermit wave. Yay! Skull fries.
I look at the map. Is there? Or does it look like there's anything else that could be pressed?
You look around at all the different floors. None of them have indentations or bas reliefs next to any of those floors.
Just those 3.
Just those 3.
And it was Starport was the one that was on 16.
That's what the voice said.
Star Dock.
That's what the
Star
voice said,
Dock.
Star
That was
Dock.
the one-
Stardock, yeah.
3, right?
No, it's on 16.
Star Dock is 16. Skullport is 3, and the tower is 23.
Well, looking at this.
Drake, on
door
your mic is muted.
Really quickly, Matt, you said that gate access to Skullport disabled, and then it ended there.
That's correct.
Why is
Something tells me we don't have to just get to floor 3.
I mean, I can't enable gate access. I don't have a gate spell.
Is there
curious,
anything in the indentation that could be like poked or prodded in the skull? Are there any holes in it?
No, it's just a picture of a flaming skull. There are no holes in it or anything like that
I didn't
beyond
know
that.
if like the eyes were holes or anything.
Nope.
All right.
Well,
Shall we continue forward then?
at this point, if there's no other buttons to press,
I want to try something just out of curiosity.
Sure.
I'm gonna cast Knock
Okay.
on the little skull
Okay.
and see what that.
You cast knock, and a resounding like thud on the skull. The button goes, and it presses in again, and you hear again that same voice say, "Gate access to Skullport disabled," and then the button just goes and comes back in again.
Well, I'm out of ideas. I wander back over to the door.
Yep.
maybe it's like some kind of transportation, like between
That's
floors.
what it is. It sounds like a gate.
I just
right?
think of that scene in Airplane. The red zone is for loading and unloading of passengers only. There is no parking in the white zone. Oh, don't
No.
give me your red zone garbage, Jennifer. You know that.
The red zone's not for parking. The white
I
zone.
The
just-
white
for
zone is.
passengers.
Yes.
Duh.
No, it's the white zone that's for unloading and loading of passengers only, and there is no parking in the red zone. Give me that.
Alright.
Anyway,
What's up with this doorway over here?
you want to open the door?
Sure.
Sure. All right. So you open the door.
By the way, I did tell Hal if he could follow us if he wants to.
Okay.
Well, I said I'd help him out. So
Cool.
I said I'd wait and see.
All
I'm
right.
out of spells, by the way.
Hmm?
I'm out of spells, by the way. So we come into any trouble, I'm very limited.
Do we
Good
need?
to know.
Is he saying this out loud?
Yes.
Do we need to rest here a bit?
Yeah, I mean, we can still press onwards.
we should be fine.
I mean, we could take like a 10-minute power nap if you want.
Don't think that helps.
Doesn't he need a full rest to
I don't
Yeah.
need.
He's
I
playing his
don't-
intelligence again.
Here's the thing. I don't need a full rest. Maybe just a short break.
I can
that's
help with that. Just give me like just 10 minutes.
All right. Why not?
I don't know if a short rest is equivalent to.
I send message to Elbauthin, hey, bud, I think we're taking a rest. Because he's way up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just running around.
Oh, Elbauthin, I'm sorry. What was your passive investigation again? 20, right?
20.
Oh, okay. Can you come on back to the room real quick? Cool. I'll call it that when Qrevialur opens the door, there's a rush of air, and it sort of floats past you, and you feel like there's like a draft, like that sort of pushes you. So it's almost like the room has some other way of air escaping from it. And you turn back to where the air is actually sort of pushing you, and you feel like the air is actually sort of like escaping out of a space on the opposite wall.
Like here.
Like here.
Guys, the air from that draft is escaping through this wall.
Well,
Sorry. There was a chorus of...
I became a Skeksis for a minute.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god, I can't wait for the new Skeksis, the new Dark Crystal movie. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. Oh, so good.
Yes.
All right, sorry. Back to D&D. Keep going.
I come stand next to Elbauthin and also check out the wall where the draft is.
Cool.
Well, I'm just gonna chill over at a corner and just take my break.
It's like, do we want to? Are we gonna take a rest, or do you want to
Is
figure out
there-
there's a door here first?
Is there something behind the wall?
It feels like the seam between the flagstones doesn't match up.
Secret doorway.
You want me to roll an investigation check to see if I can open a door?
With your passive investigation, you see that there is clearly some kind of doorway there. The question is, do you want to check it for traps?
I check it for traps.
Roll an investigation.
Oh, now I gotta roll it.
There you go. See, we talked about certain things being passive and certain things being active. Yeah, you're pretty confident that the doorway's not trapped.
Okay, then open it.
All right. Open it. You push on it. And it showcases a passageway in front of you. And it seems, based on the fact that you're sort of like airing it out now for the first time, air sort of like rushes past you from the door and sort of filters down the hall. And as it does so, the dust on the floor of this passageway sort of like billows out. And you happen to see sort of rough-hewn stone passageways, and they sort of slope up and down as you look at this sort of twisting, turning passageway here.
Okay, so while these guys decide to rest, I'm gonna close this door again, and I'm
Okay.
gonna close the other two doors.
Okay, you close this door.
Close this door.
Okay.
Close this door.
Yep.
And I'll stand watch while they all rest. I don't
mean-
need to rest.
It's just a short rest. It's
Yes,
not gonna
the
be...
short rest is 4 hours.
What?
Who needs?
That's a
short
long rest. A short
That's
rest
a
is
lot.
a short rest is 1 hour.
I thought a long rest was 8 hours.
Yeah,
Correct.
So did
A long
Who
rest is
needs a
8
short
hours.
rest?
I don't need it.
the only one who needs it, I think, is Talron. I'm still good.
Okay.
I mean, just take it if you need
Then-
it. I can't.
Yeah,
I,
no,
don't,
I'm just saying. Yeah,
I don't get
I mean,
anything from it. so.
We don't
Crab-
need it.
yeah,
don't
I
need
get
a
nothing
sh-
from a short rest.
We don't need the rest right away. It's just
Qrevialur is going to tell Talron just relax and stay right there. All right. Sit down.
Mm.
Sit, please.
But
Just
Alright.
listen to him.
And then he's gonna take his sword and take the
What?
hilt, and the hilt's
watching
gonna
this
start
closely.
growing a bunch. And then
What
as
are
he
you
takes
doing?
his hilt, the hilt
What?
points straight towards Sauron's forehead, and then he boop, writes him right on the forehead. 1 second.
Wait,
There
what?
you go.
It's a range of 30 feet, so
You want
It's
to
looked pretty forcefully
hit him on the head with your sword.
with the hilt.
Ah.
That's how he's casting the spell. He just basically just knocks him out.
Okay. Which
wait,
spell is it that
no.
you're casting?
Catnap.
What?
Look in chat.
It's right
What?
there.
Catnap. Look at that. You make a calming gesture. That's a calming gesture?
It knocks him out.
In Barbarian.
Yes, I guess so.
I'd be pretty calmed if someone knocked me out.
You sleep now.
I don't need to sleep.
It's
So,
a
yes,
catnap.
look at the spell. Look at the spell.
Real
You
quick,
fall
Matt,
unconscious for the spell's duration, which
Do
is
I
10.
know what the spell is?
But it's a willing creature.
Are you not
Okay, so
willing?
That is-
you're saying you're unwilling to get your spells back in 10 minutes and, and
I can
not
get my
forgo a short
look.
rest.
A short rest, I can be awake as long as we're just.
No, you can't now with catnap. Catnap is 10 minutes. It only lasts 10 minutes rather than an hour. That's the difference.
Yeah. Short rests are 1 hour. Catnap is 10 minutes.
And
So you
don't
can knock
use
him
up
out for
any
10
of your
minutes.
time.
Literally, we're just gonna relax for 1 hour.
Why not just relax for 10 minutes?
What?
Why not just relax for 10 minutes?
Why
Is
not
that how
just
get-
relax for 10 minutes?
Is that how I get my spells out?
Yeah,
Okay,
you'll
are
get
you
yourself-
willing or are you unwilling?
I
we'll give you
fall
a
the
buff.
I fall the fuck asleep.
There.
Great.
Do I know
Clunk.
what the spell
Oh.
is? Do I
Make an
know what the
arcana
spell
check.
is?
Make an arcana
Oh,
check.
shit. I better fucking know what the spell
I
is.
wanted to
Oh,
do
it's
that
not
for
gonna go
so
well.
long.
Oh, you're
Congratulations.
so fucking
There
lucky
you
to know
go.
what the spell is.
And now, yeah, you definitely know what the spell is. Because you see him just like his eyes just sort of like roll back in his head and he's like,
You know, next time you cast it, you don't have to cast it right next to him.
That's how I cast it.
But much easier to bonk him on the head when you're up close.
that's how I cast it. Ding.
That's how I do it, man.
That's how a manly
That's how
does
I want to do it. What I do.
Well, while we're waiting, then I'll just put Talon on my lap and just sit there for a bit.
Aw. Sad face. Okay, cool. So, is there anything else anyone wants to do for the next 10 minutes?
I wish I
Hal-
had ritual casting.
Haleth Gark sort of looks at you like,
I catch his eye and just give him like an "I told you so" shrug.
I told you so.
Is something wrong? Is something wrong, Hal?
he sort of like looks at you, he just sort of shakes his head, he's like, I thought you guys were better than the other ones, but I guess those were... I mean, you guys will be great. You guys will be fantastic. Shit. Okay. Are
Wait,
we,
do I get- never mind, doesn't matter.
It should be quick. About 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can walk with him if you want me to. I mean,
If no one else wants to do anything else in those next 10 minutes, we will do the peremptory SpongeBob SquarePants and say 10 minutes later.
well,
And-
I can just carry him and we can go somewhere if you want me to.
I mean,
You
I'm
guys
still
wanna
gonna
do
be out.
Yeah, do you guys want to do that?
No.
Or we can just go 10 minutes later.
I'm not going to shake him awake. I'll just carry him.
10 minutes
I
later.
think we should just wait 10 minutes.
Okay.
Alright.
I think you've been overruled, Ferros. So 10 minutes later. And you wake as if from a pleasant dream,
Ugh.
Talron,
Oh man.
with
I
a
love
little bit of
Talron.
a little bit of a goose egg on your head. Just a teeny one.
Wow.
Teeny one.
Wonderful. I open this door, Matt. Let's
Okay.
go.
Which one are you talking about? The one to the south? He's just like forward motion, go forward. The one to the bottom.
Yes.
So done. Just
Welcome back to the world of living, Talron. And instead
What
of
the
letting him stand
freak?
up, I'm just gonna pick him up. I lied. I'm gonna pick him up anyway. I'm just gonna start walking around with him in my
Oh
arms.
man.
All
Okay.
right, I'm gonna roll an active perception here.
Yes. What are you looking for? Just looking around?
Noises, sounds, people.
Oh.
So you look
around.
you look actually down in the dirt and you see that there's actually footprints like in the dust that haven't been blown
See
away
them
by
on
the
the
dust.
map.
I know, right? That nice? This map, by the way, one of our amazing people that we said last week, which I personally will say every week, Jesper Nielsen Syrian, the guy who makes this map. If you go to patreon.com /Cyrens Maps, which I think is Cyrens Maps, I'll do a quick Google check to make sure that that's correct. But yeah, his maps are dope. And
Don't do
yeah,
drugs.
Cyrens Maps. I'll post it in the chat so that you guys can all have it. where is it? In the chat, here in the chat, kaboom. Yeah, that's his Patreon, and he makes all these awesome maps. So yeah, you look and you take a look at these footprints in the dirt, and there's just like a bazillion of them. You can't tell of what their make is. Can't tell if they're. I mean, they seem to be humanoid. They seem to be boot prints, but there's just so many of them. You're not quite sure.
May I
Let's
look at
go.
those?
I will carry you closer so you can look at this.
He carries you closer.
May I do the survival as well?
Absolutely.
But...
Ferros carries you closer and then unceremoniously dumps you in the dirt.
Hey, stand up.
Just
will you?
because this is really entertaining.
What's in the dirt, guys? Oh, there's footprints in the dirt.
Footprints.
Qrevialur, you want to try?
Good God. Please, people.
Hey guys, the footprints end over here.
What is the
Great.
deal with survival? How many survival checks are you going to fail, guys? Honestly, like,
All of
wow.
them.
I will
Okay.
help Talron get back up. I'm sorry.
Oh,
about
my
One,
that.
God.
2, 3, 4. Finally, Qrevialur's like, excuse me. He walks over. He looks at these footprints in the dirt. Qrevialur, you think that there are approximately 5 or 6 individual tracks that you can make out. Some are smaller than normal human size. Some are bigger than human size.
It looks like another adventuring party made these tracks.
Oh.
I look at Hala.
Oh, that's great. Ferros and Health can go and assassinate that party. Let's go.
Man, aren't you always such a...
Dude, stop defending him. This is
He's my
stuff.
boyfriend. It's what
I
I
don't
do.
care.
I'm just gonna start walking down the tunnel.
All right,
Anyways,
walk down the tunnel.
I'm just wiping my face from the dust and the dirt. Like, oh.
I will help you wipe your face. Congratulations. Sorry about that. I thought it'd be a little funnier than it was.
Good end.
You see, as you get to the end of this passageway, that there is, again, this seam of which you can see just the barest, faintest light coming out of the seam.
Check for traps.
Investigation. It is not trapped.
Then just open it.
You push it open. And it showcases a massive room. It seems bereft of any presence, although you do see light coming from ahead.
Holy shit, this place is huge.
And it smells awful.
Oof, again. Better or worse than the sewer room?
Qrevialur, as you step into this room, you hear from the room to the east, who's there? And coming out from the passageway to your east are 2 furry, fanged creatures, and each of them holds a sort of well, actually, let me see what they actually carry here. They carry this like awful wooden mace with like metal spikes coming out of it, and they sort of like tap it like a bat in their hand. They're like, "All right, finally some action, boys!" And like one of them like turns over his shoulder, and a third one of these creatures, as well as a fourth one of these creatures, sort of like comes into play. So the 4 of them sort of like line up in formation, and they
Can we
say,
see them?
Qrevialur could certainly see them.
Okay.
No, I can't.
Why not? What's your vision?
It only goes to about there.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Mhm.
That's my
I could have sworn that you had a better vision. Is
No,
there...
my vision's all like the light cantrip. All
Oh, that's right. Well,
I
okay.
mean,
I should.
I think
I
it's
can
less.
just
I
see
think
the
it's
edges
bigger
of
than
them.
it's supposed to be.
Then
I mean,
let's say that you see just the outline of these creatures. You don't see them per se, but the light coming from in this room sort of outlines them. You don't see them specifically, but as your other characters with dark vision come into play, you see the black and white visage or images of these creatures, which you've seen before. You were actually quite friendly with some of them before, just earlier today, but these creatures look a little bit meaner, a little bit more
Crankier.
Yeah, and they have
Oh.
massive morning stars, and emblazoned onto their flesh is a either a tattoo or a brand. You're not sure, and it looks like an eye, and the eye itself has 10 spokes coming out of it.
Qrevialur, you can't point him out for me. I can well, actually, I have 60 feet of dark vision. Couldn't I see him?
Yes, you can see them.
I can see them where I
You
am.
definitely
well,
can see them.
I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
while I'm at this distance, I guess it'd be best to just, calm emotions.
Okay, go for it.
I cast it around the one I can see in the front.
Okay, cool, and that's concentration. So each charisma saving throw. Here we go. I'll roll
My DC is 15.
15. Okay, cool. Here we go. Let's see if I can give you guys some charisma saving throw action on 4 of them. The charisma's kind of shitty. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 fails, 2 fails, 3 succeeds, and 4 fails. So 3 out of the 4 fails, and the 4th one succeeds. I will say it's this one. He succeeds.
You don't mind if we talk for a second instead of fighting?
And yeah, the two in the front are like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, sure. You guys are down here the same reason we are. And the third one is like, what are you talking about? Let's go get them. And the 4th one is like, hey man, just chill out. Like everything's cool. And the 3rd one's like, no, we gotta kill them all. And like he's like starts to roar and froth at the mouth. And the 4th one just like puts his hand on the 3rd one's shoulder and he's like, man, you're just way too intense. You just gotta calm down.
Doodling.
And he makes a, what are you? Who is that? That's Alex. How dare you, Alex? How dare you draw on my beautiful, beautiful map? I don't know how he's doing.
I step forward and I say, you're right. We are down here for the same reason you are.
Make a deception check. Let's see if you can get past this bugbear senses.
Yes, these bugbears insane.
Oh!
You know, it's not often that you see a double crit. Sometimes you
On a
do
deception check.
on a deception check. So,
Holy shit.
so Zeke, please tell me how it is that you deceive this unwilling and just poor, dumb bugbear.
Can it be all the group? Because she's talking to all of them, essentially, right?
Yeah, so I'll say this affects all 4 of them, but especially the 3rd one, who's like,
Okay.
right? So,
Said, we've just been sent to check up on everything and make sure everything is running smoothly down here. So how's it going?
the 3rd one's like, you were sent?
Yeah.
Are we doing a good job? The 3rd one actually like, the 3rd one's just like, he gets a little teary-eyed. He's like, I really, I need this job. So I really want to just, could you make sure? And he pushes his way past the first 2 and he's like, I really kind of need to make sure that they know, that we're doing a good job down here.
Well, let's just check up on everything.
Well, I say, word up top is like, you guys are some of the best, man. But things
Okay.
being what they are, we still just have to keep an eye out and make sure.
Your computer's like, hey, Ken, oh no.
Me, no.
It's at this time, Zeke, that you notice that you're standing next to a statue. You
Yes,
sort of
I
look
am.
up and you're like, what the fuck is this? And you look at the statue, and this statue is this sort of deformed creature. It looks like it's like maybe 20 feet high. The room is about 30 feet high, but the statue is about 20 feet high. And it depicts a... Well, you look at it and it's like... It looks like a dwarf, but it's huge, right? It's like 8 feet tall. And it's standing on top of this stone pedestal, facing eastward. And sprouting from the dwarf's neck, who seems kind of regal based on his trappings and his clothing that's in stone, is a deformed, mostly featureless head. It's like a second head with an elongated, toothless mouth. You see some inscriptions on the pedestal, but they've mostly been worn away. And on the dwarf's brow rests an engraved stone circlet. The dwarf's large hands are holding some kind of a stone warhammer, and the head of the warhammer is actually, I beg your pardon, the head of the warhammer is actually planted at his feet.
Does any of that mean anything to me? Does it ring any bells?
Make a history check.
That's probably not going to go well.
Here comes the double net ones.
Probably.
I mean, it only evens out, right?
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, you have no idea who the hell this guy is.
Should have given myself.
Maybe a dwarf king, but you don't know shit about dwarf
Okay.
kings.
Yeah, no, that's not really my forte. That makes sense.
But I did a 21 on that history check.
Ooh.
Okay. You think this is some kind of a depiction of maybe, it could very well be, there was an old dwarven king named Malair. Thousands of years ago. I mean, long before you were alive, but maybe you heard about it through your family's history, that they were somehow associated with the clan of dwarves that was headed by this dwarven king, King Malair. It could be him, but there's no thing that says, like, King Malair on the bottom of the statue, so it could very well be, it could be any of either a dwarven king or dwarven noble. It could be anybody. But, I mean, you never heard of a dwarf with a second head.
This looks like a depiction of King Malair.
Malaire, is that some? I can't say it.
1,000 years old. Yeah, you can. You can say it. You're in Malair.
I'm gonna.
What's Malaire? You're on.
I'm gonna step away from the creepy statue and continue.
I hate you all.
Continue my deception with the bugbears.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to continue the deception and say, so, things being what they are, can you give me a status report?
Yes. The bugbears, the third one who's clearly not the leader, because the first one who's like, Grummel face, shut up. This is clearly not your forte, okay? Just let me do the talking. And the third one's like, I just wanted to make sure that they my family, depending on the money that I bring home. And the first bugbear sort of steps up, and his footsteps resound heavily on the stone floor as he sort of lumbers towards you. And he says, well, truth be told, Big Ear's watch post hasn't had very much action in a long time. What is there to report from Skullport?
Oh, business as usual. I mean, would they be sending me out to Big Ears if we had anything big going on? Am I right?
Right.
It's a rather dull job.
What are you guys here to do? Just check on us and then head on back?
Pretty much. We're sort of making the rounds to all the posts, checking in, making sure everything is running smoothly as it should be. No incursions from the outside.
Sure. You know what I really hate?
What?
He puts his hand to the side of his face as he sort of leans into you as he moves towards you.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in real close. He towers over you, Zeke, and he's like, the fucking goblins. Just so many of them, and I have to tell them what to do all the time because they're just constantly all over the place.
I'm gonna start fake writing my parchment.
Okay.
I kind of like, I give him like an appreciative nod, and I'm like, yeah, I feel that. Like, the weight of responsibility on your shoulders must be tough.
Totally.
I
Do you think
mean,
you need like more help with it or something, like a goblin leader?
The minute ends on calm emotions.
By the way, remember at the end it says the GM can roll otherwise, and she did roll 2 nat 20s. Just saying.
That's on the deception check, not the calm emotions.
I know. I'm just letting you know when she did the deception, she did it for all of them. Remember?
Oh, I know.
Okay, just letting you know.
I know.
Right. And remember, if she lies again, she has to roll another deception check.
Well, maybe.
I'm
maybe not.
still maintaining the same deception. I haven't changed my deception at all.
That is correct.
Still playing the same game.
I hope.
That's why I wanted to clarify. Was for like talking to all.
So,
Yeah,
like,
I was talking to everybody.
the concentration ends, or I should say, the spell, bless you, the spell for calm emotions ends, and you start to see the bugbear sort of get a little bit more tense looking. He says, "So, when are we going back to Skullport?"
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. That is unfortunately above my pay grade. I'm just an inspector. I'm not here
What
to
is
issue orders.
that? And he points past you, Zeke, to the person who has just exited from the back of the cave, and it's Haleth Gark. And Haleth is like, "Oh, bugbears."
We're picking up scraps.
Yeah, we found him and we're taking him back for processing, but we still had to finish our rounds.
Kraw is also trying to do deception as well.
Zeke, I'd like you to roll a deception because now this is a different lie.
Okay.
I mean, he could ask me to if he wants to, but she's kind of doing most of it. So.
Okay. Pretty good.
I'm a good liar.
The bugbear sort of like narrows his eyes at you for a sec, Zeke, and he's like, "So you're taking him down there." And he points past you to the other side of the statue, to a sort of like area over here, which you guys haven't really seen yet.
While writing my
Elbauthin,
paper,
you
also,
walk over there. Sorry for 1 second here, Ferros. When you move over to that area, you can look at where he has pointed over here, and you see that there is a double set of stairs which head downwards.
I'm gonna walk over to Haleth real quick. And I'm just gonna, while writing my paper, I'm just gonna like look at him for a second, just like nod my head.
And I nod to the bugbear and say, yes, we are.
Okay. So, I guess I can't ask you to put in a good word for us and see if we can get ourselves back down to Skullport anytime soon. Could you?
Well, and I talked to Zeke. Sounds like they're doing an okay job.
It is in my power to help you out. I can't make any promises, but stand up, bugbear.
What do you mean? What?
Sorry, turn of phrase. You guys are doing good work, and I don't know that my word has much sway, but I'll see what I can do.
We can ask them.
Yeah, because I really want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I can't say I blame you, man.
Elbauthin, when you get a little closer to the statue, actually, you, with your passive perception, notice that the warhammer that this dwarf is holding, the head of it, right, the thing that you hit people with, is actually a separate piece of stone than the main statue that holds it, and in fact of the pedestal too. It seems like it can be rotated.
Hey, bugbear guy. What's the bugbear guy's name?
You haven't found out.
Hey, what's your name?
Walks over to you. He's pretty damn tall. He says, "Mufflecug."
Yeah, Mufflecug. So have you tried rotating this here warhammer?
He looks at the statue, looks at the warhammer, he goes, "No, we were told not to touch anything."
Yeah, they weren't supposed to touch anything. Come on, don't you know that? I mean, go ahead and rotate if you want. I mean, they're not supposed to touch
You're
anything.
not supposed to touch anything in this
We're
place.
coming from.
We kind of outrank you.
Make an intimidation check, Zeke.
Isn't that deception?
No, it's intimidation.
We
I'm good at
outrank
that
you. We
too.
took
God
that.
Fuck.
I'm an enforcer.
Okay.
Job.
You know how there's like always like a face of the party? Like there's one person who's just like, excuse me, allow me.
You mean face?
Let me lie and bullshit and fucking threaten my way through this conversation here. And then there's like the I'm gonna find everything in this room. No one talk to me. And then there's a guy who's like, I really have no idea what the hell's going on here. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of things in this room. And then there's a guy who's like, I will take all the damage just because I love you. And then this guy's like, I like blowing things up. This is like the perfect party. You guys are just...
Who's the one blowing shit up?
What do you mean, Eldritch Blast?
Pew pew! I need spells! Pew pew pew!
Oh my fucking god. That's not blowing things up.
Making giant holes in them. How about that? You
Yeah.
guys are like the perfect party. So, yeah. Wow, with a 24 intimidation, the bugbear just like shrinks back a bit and he's like, yeah. All right. Go ahead. Just make sure you put it back the way you found it.
Okay, so I rotate it.
Okay. When you rotate the Warhammer rotates in only one direction, so that the weapon's backside is facing forward, and the pedestal on this statue, it rises 3 feet, and the bugbear just goes like, and he like stumbles backwards. The bugbear sort of race into the room to see what's going on, and you see that there's a cavity, an open cavity in this pedestal that has just risen up.
Like a room? Like an opening to a
No,
room?
like an opening, just like a small, 3 foot by 3 foot opening.
What's in the cavity?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Ah, shit, guys. We found Qrevialur's wife.
Oh, Jesus. Her pretty head.
I'll beat you.
You sons of bitches. And like he just goes crazy and kills all the bugbears. No, it is
He starts
a...
breaking pillars.
What is this, Gears of War 2?
No, definitely not. So what's inside the what is inside the cavity, the small hole, cavity search, is a circlet made out of metal. Looks very almost identical to the one worn by the statue, but it's made from gold rather than from stone.
So that one's made from gold.
Anyone have
Is anything trapped?
You can make an investigation check on it if you'd like. You look inside, you look around inside the cavity. You don't see anything that's just like going to shoot shit at you or chop your hand off or anything.
My eyes get a little big and I just whisper, "It's so pretty."
Hard eyes. Hard eyes, motherfucker.
I'm gonna...
Hey Zeke, why don't you grab that and I'll go ahead.
Don't say Zeke.
Sure thing, man.
Hey,
I reach my hand in and I grab the circlet.
Okay, you grab it. When you grab it, it looks very beautiful. It's got sort of this sort of sun motif, like a pendant, and inside of this golden sun motif is a sort of a clear, almost white crystal, branching out from this golden, jewel-like enclosure are sort of several golden circlets, which sort of go around which seemed to would go around a humanoid-sized head.
Before anything happens, first, Talron, I don't want to. You were going to do something?
I mean, I was gonna mage hand and grab it just
Oh.
in case.
I'm sorry. I saw a pretty thing. I had to. I
Yep.
couldn't help it.
So
Well,
instead of
anyways-
mage handing it, she sorcerer handed it.
And with that, I turn the weapon back.
You go, and the pedestal.
I'm writing my parchment. I look at Zeke and I say, "Oh, there it is. That's what they wanted, right?"
They?
They asked us when they came up here to check up on this.
Oh,
else?
goodness. Sorry. I completely misunderstood you.
Look,
Yes.
I show a blank parchment, right there.
Yeah, no, actually, absolutely. You're right. I am going to tuck this away for safekeeping, and I slide it into my pocket.
Better.
The bugbears like all follow you, like all four, like they're watching a tennis match, just like what back and forth between Zeke and Ferros, just like as you guys are discussing the parchment. And the first one, he's just like, I don't.
Well, we visited the outpost.
All right, can we go take Galbraith downstairs?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes,
yeah.
sorry. Back to work, everybody.
It looks like we finished all of it, so we'll let a word in for you.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you for putting in a word. The third one's like, make sure you talk about my family.
Whatever I can do, buddy.
Any
I
money
tip him a
that you
little.
can send, any money you can send.
I tip a little salute and hightail it after the others.
While I'm
Okay.
behind the pillar, I motion for Haleth to follow, just so he doesn't kill us.
Haleth just sort of like looks at the four bugbears and is just like, I hate this place. And he just follows you down. Okay. And as you go down, you guys hear.
Down the other hall?
You want to look? Absolutely, Qrevialur. You can look down there if you like.
Like to.
Sure.
Just a big old hallway, it looks like?
Looks like it circles back around up to the main hallway.
Okay. Then sure. We'll just...
Huh. Curious where the hell this goes.
My guess is down to the next level.
Do you
Ooh,
wish to go
level
down
2.
the steps?
That's where he pointed, said Skullport, right?
Well,
Yeah? I think we got
Is
2
that-
levels to go, but this has got to be the way, man.
I put my parchment away. Oh, that went well.
actually, Skullport was level 3, so this is going down to 2. So
There's a possibility.
Yeah, but we got to go through 2 to get to 3. Usually the way it works.
The gate to Skullport was on the 3rd level. That does
Well-
not mean that Skullport itself is on the 3rd level.
Right, the
Either-
gate to
yes.
Skullport is disabled.
well, I hate math.
That's
That's
not
okay, man.
math, because I wouldn't understand it if it
Well,
was.
what is it? Science?
Hey, you don't have to tell me twice. You want to
Maybe?
Can we go
Maybe
downstairs?
geography?
now?
Yes, please.
Go downstairs now, please.
As you guys start arguing, can we go downstairs? Haleth sort of like takes a knee and puts his hand on his chest and he says, Joaquin, hallowed be your name. I compel you. Help me avenge my death, so that I may join your grace in the gilded afterlife. And then he stands up and wordlessly walks after you. And as you descend, the stairs yawn before you like the gullet of a great beast that promises you nothing but pain. With sweat on your brow and blood on your blades, dried by now by the fights that you've had, you look down and give each other a nod or head shake or grin. Already you've completed the first level of Undermountain.
Cool.
Hey, what's another 20? What's another 20 or so, right?
Well, we didn't go north, so.
It only took us 6 sessions to get here.
You
There's
share.
No, and there
You
is no blood on our swords.
That is true.
Because
Mm-hmm.
we haven't
Oh,
bled.
yeah. Well, technically, we
killed the-
murdered a cube.
And a robot monster.
Not murdered. It fought us.
Okay, fair enough. I would say not blood, then just slime. Yeah?
Slime and bits of metal.
Sure, you share a sort of glance at each other, and descend together into those mythic depths where the greatest of heroes are forged. And as you clamber down these steps, your heart's emboldened and your limbs maybe not as unweary as what they once were. Again, you hear, and just applause rings out. It rings out not from the stones of this place, but from the stones of your mind. And a voice booms again in your skull, and it sounds like this. And so, after great peril and bitter victory, our newest guests delve deeper into Undermountain, and we at home must wonder, who are these blind fools? What do they want? Who do they wish to be? What horrors shall they face next? Who shall fall, and who shall live under the shadow of failure? Find out all these and more next time on A Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Matt, I had to know. Have you played Wings of Liberty?
Yes, I have.
Okay. You sound, I was thinking that because you sounded just like the news guy on there.
So anyway, folks, that's where we're going to end for tonight. And thank you guys all for tuning in and playing along with us. I will be remiss in saying thank you as well to all the people who came in chat and then left so that our friend in chat could then win exactly what Bingo Bob, if he's still with us, I got to text you so I can get your address so I can mail out this awesome mini here, and it should come to you in the mail so that you can do some painting and hopefully woot indeed, and show. I would love it if you could go onto either if you got a Twitter or go on Twitch or something like that. Show us after you get this in the mail and paint it up how it looks. Tell us how everything works. Anyway, those who are still watching, thank you guys very much. We're just going to go ahead and flip it. Let's start. Oh, gosh, I've had... this is not right. I have a Sarah in Elbauthin's place, and then I have... Everybody's all in the wrong place. Everybody's in the wrong place. So I'm going to just...
I'm Kraw.
That's because of Talron here, who's the only person who's actually, ironically, in his place. After wait, what? Yeah, that's because you screwed up the whole overlay. So that's right. I'm gonna start with you tonight. I'll start with you tonight. Talron, who are you? Where can people find you on the internet?
Well, as you can see below, I go by the name Kane Rano at Twitter, where I post some shenanigans and whatnot. And yeah,
cool.
That's where I'll be at.
Yeah, I like your Twitter a lot. And then circling back down here, also in the right place, we have Drakon. Drakon, where are you? Where can people see you on the internet?
They can see me on Twitter at Overlord_Drakon. As seen below.
Love it, fantastic. Down here in the bottom right, who is clearly not Ferros. He is clearly Alex, who is not playing Ferros but playing Elbauthin. Alex, who are you? Where can people find you on the internet?
At Algorithm, where I post nothing on Twitter.
Maybe we can change that. I'm gonna have to sort of like tweet at you, and maybe we can change that around.
You can tweet at me all you want.
I'm gonna tweet German, just random German sayings that you can include in your next, like when you decide to make Elbauthin German again. I'd like to see that. Up here in the top right, clearly not Elbauthin. Clearly Sarah playing Zeke. Sarah, how can people find you on the internet? Uh-oh.
Awesome. Hey,
there we go.
Hey.
Where can people help you find a better internet connection?
My internet, I have Fios. It should be good. I don't know what's
There's the
going on.
problem right there.
Yeah, so Either way, hi, I'm Sarah. You can find me on the interwebs on Instagram and Twitter at Lovely Llama. Lots of photos of New York tour season and cats.
You wait, a tour of cats?
She froze again.
She was so appalled by that she froze. Oh my god.
Oh, she's back.
She's
I'm
back
back!
again. We gotta help you out with some like.
It was fine. Once I switched over, it was fine for the whole end, and then it just started tweaking out right when we wrapped up. I don't know what's going on.
Witching hour. I don't get it.
Apparently.
Up here in the top left, not playing Zeke, playing Ferros is Kraw. Kraw, who are you? Where can people find you on the internet?
Well, the bar is somewhere around here. Who knows?
It's
Kraw
down at the bottom right where Alex is.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Kraw Ferros, yeah.
Kraw Ferros. Super duper.
Very useful name.
I like it. Tells me exactly who you are and who you're playing.
Yep.
Anyway, who next week, level 2 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're heading
before
down,
you go.
folks. Before I go?
To say before the stream goes, you have to use that voice and say, "This is Donnie Vermillion for the UNN. See you later." You have to say it. Come on.
This is Donnie who?
No, say it in that voice, Donnie Vermillion. The news
Okay.
guy from Heartless Liberty. This is Donnie Vermillion for UNN.
Okay. This is Donnie Vermillion from the UNN signing off. See you later, everybody out there. Actually, no, I have a better idea. I have a better idea. I'm going to give you guys the sponsors for tonight's actual episode. Ready? This episode was brought to you by Mimics. They're everywhere. And by Texas Beholden, the universe's premier poker tournament. Tickets available now. Come for the cards. Stay for the eye rays. Live audiences are subject to disintegration rays. And last, by Handers, the world's finest personal assistant. With a ring of Mage Hand, you too can be diligently catered to by your own spectral servant. Handers can do everything. Light a candle, unlock your door, cook your dinner, secretly transpose your most intimate conversations, and even play the harp. Order now. Thanks for playing tonight at Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We'll see you again next week. Everybody at Waterdeep, have a great night.